because we when we say for you,
Mm.
so but far most are concerned that I'm having just a single relationship. So I'm honored for that as well, and I hope that I continue. It's challenging though, but we beat the storms. We stand for what we want.
Yeah, and then whenever we are talking about such thing, uh, back then I used to think that getting married is something difficult
What's a
because
crime?
my own big brother used to make it look so difficult for me. Joseph MT, I got into it and I realized that getting married is the best thing. And
And that's
and
the
I left
easiest.
and I left him in a bachelorhood, and I'm not even thinking about because he's not even on a row of
And that's the easiest part of life when you
and
are
the manager
married.
he said
At times I'm doubtful when people say you marry is a whole stressful thing. For me, I haven't had an experience though, but from what I observed from people that are married, Wakai, I think it is one of the easiest things. It's just in the sense that you have two people agreed on principles. You have two of you making, let me say, one decision on something. Unlike in your bachelor life where your girlfriend decided one thing, you decided another thing, and the final analysis, you both got to do something for each other. But this time, you see, once you married, you and your wife, you're able to decide on principle on the single most important thing that will benefit the both of you. So it becomes easier for you, than the way it is. But you still
you
have some guys that make it look so difficult, like it is one of the worst things to do ever.
know the problem are there Harris, once you are married, everything about you is not like the way you can be in bachelor who we say, oh,
Mm.
I get it up today and go so and so place. You just get up and go. But when you are married now, you need your partner permission before you do any other thing. You need to seek permission from your partner.
Mm.
So some of these are the things that some of our brother don't want to get into. That's why they say, my man,
I think
to
a
get
life
married.
I think a life without responsibility,
Mm.
a life without commitment to certain things, a life without be answerable, you know, then there's no reason to be alive, Buckeye. If you see the issue of a marriage, for me, I see it deeper, Buckeye. Like when we talk about for us of the faith as to what has been said about Judgment Day.
Mm.
What kind of ask yourself as to why is it that there will be judgment after this life? So that people will be accountable of their actions, of the way they carry themselves. It is similar with marriage because you see, and I'm sure that for one of the characteristics, to see everyone is that you must be married as well.
Mm.
I want to believe so because it is where accountability starts. When you married, you become accountable worker, you become responsible to certain things. You show up responsibilities, and like for those of us that see heaven as well, we have to show that responsibility on this earth to see heaven. So when we draw all of those analysis, work, I want to be very much convinced that it is those are married are having a weight,
Mm.
and I know person that you already on the road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There are a few things you need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Unlike you, Joseph
It's
Sogokone,
not on the road,
Emmanuel
yeah.
Kofu,
Yeah.
you go on to name Gibson G that the West Bay and all of this.
Yeah, but I can be
So,
surprised that email up to now, email is not even thinking about getting married himself too. So we hope some of them can, because for you, Harris, at least you can post your partner, you
oh
do this,
yeah,
but
I'm
many
proud.
Joseph then to even
Mm,
post one person say, at least so we can say,
mm,
yeah, this is the person, this is a stable
mm.
person that he's with, or if meant to,
And having family obligations. So like the last time I jokingly said, I was telling the manager, I said there'll come a time in terms of decision that will reflect, the welfare personnel at
yeah,
the institution
institution.
must begin with those that already have an established home or
Yeah,
having
okay. Now
or
we're
having
getting
a
there.
sustainable
We
relationship.
getting there. We
But
getting there.
but but the thing about it, even the manager himself not
No,
on that
no.
part. So I didn't know it was like the message of the Israel.
But no party.
I said a minute, plenty here, brother.
Oh, he put him on party the money.
Any Ghana band still on here. Listen, right? It is okay. Jeff Jefferson.
Our brother Barack Ibrahim F. Kava say, life without responsibility, accountability is not a good life, brother.
I'm telling you,
and it's true though.
No,
That's true.
No, listen, that cost pay in spirit, right?
Mhm.
I want to be very much clear this morning. Just look at the behavior of those that are already having a stable relationship with it. I'm saying at the entity, as compared to those that are not having a stable one. You see how they behave. For people, I'm saying for a person you broke out when you come when it's after 12, you're thinking you want to call someone,
Yeah, I
you
want to
check
call my
on the
wife.
person. But see the other man, my man, after 12, because I mean I don't care. Brother, put me in your phone, I mean I don't care upset.
They want
So
spin.
that's the first thing
Like
you guys
everything about spinning.
the manager found it. So like, what are you? Yeah, that brother. But you know how be it.
And we are stepping on toes this morning.
But how be it, right? The last time, even the former CEO, right? The former CEO used to, at times he used to jokingly remind us guys. He said, "My member, what the hell? Show me how a relationship."
I'm telling you.
And I was there. I said, maybe the day when job I got leap out and it'll be my territory that until you get woman and when you're working public sector, maybe that's when the guys will take up responsibility. Maybe part of the reform the president will be some of his work. But on the average, you look across, we have over 20 staffs here, bro. And if you were to look through, for those that are married, the last time I checked, only 2%, including the former CEO.
The former CEO.
It is Jess Jefferson and that of you. Those are having stable relationship, even though it's not. I'm saying it's not married yet. It is Victor Johnson. I'm proud of him. Figo Mansared. I'm proud of him, and myself. With Jeremiah Binder, I guess. Yeah, Jeremiah Binder. Excluding that, bro, the rest of the guys.
So you want to tell me about Eddie not having stable relationship?
But I didn't get relationship.
What Emmanuel not having someone, Joseph.
No, Joseph.
The thing he's saying the morning they can hold it against you right after the show.
No, I'm confident about what I'm saying, and the behavior of those guys work with. I know across all other entities as well. You see these things happen. That's people that just deliberately refuse. Relationship can count on any hold the tongue away, bro. It's not like that. They can get relationship. No,
like Joseph, when you love them too much, you make a get for you.
Like 4 people make you.
Yeah, you as a lady, just express too much love for the make a get for you.
And
make
a got some money that telephone and quite a relationship. You say no what happened to them. No reason. So imagine all those things, bro. But again, but seriously, we gotta have a retreat, and I know part of that. I think the former CEO gotta find some relationship experts as well.
Yeah, but the new CEO said, Mrs. Honor need to at least.
The last time she came, she was asking the CEO, Mr. Honor was asking. I think I found a time I can see other woman. I said, that's more benefit.
Imagine she come in one morning and say, everybody that married will give you 100, and those are in serious relationship with the partner will get 50. At least, man, I think she will not spend a lot of money, sir.
Bro, I think that I'm missing 200, 150. Okay, so that 350. And I know she listening. One day she will call her. I'm missing 350. She will spend it.
350 she will spend.
Yeah, that's 350, brother. Don't spend 350. 3 minutes relationship, 2 men married, brother. I just 5%.
Imagine how small protest will be to the video.
No, but not the protest. There's a set criteria. So you was in relationship in my car.
Like you see, we have relationship they come outside because of money.
So a battle relationship in my car. No, but seriously, right? We say this thing to to encourage our guys. And the worst thing, I don't want to say it's the worst thing about it, Wakai, is that the guys have people that are waiting to settle down with them.
Absolutely.
And those people that are waiting are those that have potential. I mean, you look at girls, independent. They are. Like my last experience with Joseph Soko Kone. I mean, someone that was independent, bro.
Mia colleague.
I mean, the guy, that thing by Afghanistan.
You get what?
We had to. It was a story I've investigated out to this time. I can't understand. The whole investigation, I can't understand. I'm telling you. So you look at Imran Kodupa, bro, that good our talking point. You know, you gotta be careful now. See management, you gotta be careful.
Before email carry the
You
morning.
gotta be careful how you you gotta be careful how you address it.
But it's good. We just passed the show on this morning. You know, everybody here, we are all responsible people. We just kind of cracking joke this morning, but it's good to bring that. The CDC had another conference on yesterday. You know, when they were in power, they hosted. I think you follow Koji religiously. You cover all of his press conferences. Was it 1,600? How many press conferences in here?
I think the issue about the CDC press conferences at the time they were in a torrent thing is that it was more of a party leg, and the CDC held most of these press conferences as a way of interacting with their supporters. You see, as people are dissatisfied, they say, "Oh, CDC have so many press conferences." Those press conferences were meant to inform the partisans of things that were happening in the party. Unlike with the Unity Party today, you see that you go at a rescue center, you go at a party headquarters, it's like a ghost camp. It was never the case of the CDC. If it were been in a situation of the CDC, with the moving equipment or different situations that have come out with the government, what will happen is that George, where we're addressing the country at the level of the executive mansion, where Smith, Toby, and others used to have the executive mansion regular press briefing. The CDC used to address their politics in terms of their party involvement with issues, in terms of things they are involved with, and how the party is being dragged by the opposition. The CDC took those politics not at the executive mansion, but rather at the party headquarters. Like that, you have partisans converging and the party position on issues were being set. Wakai, unlike the Unity Party, now we see when the issue about the $3,000 or $4,000, that were given to issue of the county chairs that Luther Tappe and other presided over since then, right? And it was just a sheet of a press release that were put out, and nothing was said. When it was the CDC would have called all of those executives and all of those party executive or county chairpersons to a press conference, and they will be there and they'll provide their account as to what went wrong or the way that matter was being held. So the CDC was different in terms of the party structure, and I have said in terms of our numbers that I have looked through the body politics of Liberia. You may hate the CDC, but it is one of the political institutions that have a well-defined structure politically. I mean, in terms of the way their party has been structured and the way leaders in the CDC are respected. It is now with the United Party. It's now with the ANC. It is now with with all of the other political parties in Liberia. Bwakai, it look with the ranks in the CDC to be even a chairperson, what a community chairperson CDC. Bwakai, you have a voice. The voice that you have is that you have partisans succumbing to what you say.
Respecting you.
That's why you see seditions, they are dissatisfied, but they don't just come out and speak, Bwakai. They for their party executives. Bwakai, even during the elections, you may hear, at the time you hear about the issue about the funds that were given for Zolaris, the different funds and things, they were mismanaged. But even at that level, it was at the party headquarters that people turned on their disagreements. But when they get out of the party headquarters, they maintain that disagreement within themselves and then just putting it out. That's how the CDC was structured. At the time when we had Mobile Modu presiding, we're still looking to see that CDC. So those press conferences that were held at the time, when CDC was in power, sometimes someone will jokingly say over 3,000 press conferences. A lot of them was just meant to inform the partisans about the party position on certain issues. It was not necessarily, to reflect decisions of the party. But for instance, if the party is being dragged negatively because of this thing, way you had at the time, people say, Prince Moi was influencing appointment. If it was the case of the CDC, they would have called Prince Moi for a press conference since it's party hierarchy. You have been called to a press conference and he would address the situation and cleared his name off. That's how the CDC governed himself. A recent happening was when quote unquote the information went about that Tomo Farah was being expelled from the party because he attended a program that First and Humanity was being gutted. the CDC held a press conference, and Tomo Father was given a podium
To
and he
address.
addressed the supporters. That's how they carry themselves. So a lot of those press conferences that I've had the time to cover, at the time, it was basically about those things. If you look at it from the broader perspective, again, the reason why people struggled to get a central message because you have 15 speakers. The 15 speakers, all of them will be, repeating just one thing. And everyone want to prove their intellectual discourse. So like that, you have this little come and use all of those 1980 jargons. Some will kind of use William Shakespeare with or narrative issues and in different font. So like that, if the messenger for that day is at spot number 7, then you have from 1 to 6. Each of those speakers have taken over 20 minutes. So 6 times 20, last time it was about 120. So by the time we read 120 minutes, it's about 2 hours gone already. Before the main speaker. So like that, a message, everyone will say, oh, the minister press conference. So even
The listeners are exhausted.
exhausted at that time when the main speaker comes in,
And
the message
before the first speaker can even arrive, generally, the singing of the song alone can take 30 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. For that was a form of it was a tradition. And all of the times I covered the CDC was one of the parts. One of the parts in the press conferences I really admired Buckeye because you see it helped connect the young people. It helps bring the audience together. At that time, you could see the different rhythms, the different songs and everything. It reawakened their party. At times it is also as a way of reflection of the party history as to where they came from as a political institution. Some of the difficult times they went through, some of their quote-unquote heroes and heroines at the time. So all of that names will be put in a song.
Yeah,
and it's been beautiful done. Buckeye, if you really take a time and listen to some of those songs, and as well the way they do jabs at the opposition as well, and all of these things, it was good, man.
Yeah, but it was good, and the problem that there is that the time that you taking to host all of these press conferences, you could have taken that time to sell your party to the public. You could have taken that time to at least send out the positive message of the CDC and the governing system. What you guys are into, what Liberians stand to benefit, because Harris hosting press conference over and over again. It becomes like people get exhausted. It's just like you and I, every morning we just talk about one person. We'll call the morning. We talk about they person. One day over and over. You just talking. You can't host press conference. It just the same thing over and over. I come in. It's just the same thing over and over. It becomes exhausting for the listeners, the followers. So now, even our folks in the diaspora, that's when they start to say, what they better against CDC come say, man, nothing, they just the same old thing. But if they were taking that time that they hosted all of these press conferences, reach out to the ordinary, reach out to radio stations, a lot of other places to sell the CDC to the people. They couldn't have it where they are today. Like for instance, the leg of Mayor Koji. Mayor Koji will leave from his office, go to the party headquarters, host a press conference. All the officials, most especially the young folks, they will leave from their offices and go host a press conference, forgetting to know that the ordinary Liberian, the person, the old man are in the market, they're not listening to press conferences. They're not listening to you singing Amanda way to auditing it. So if you could have been engaging radio stations positively, making your case to the Liberian people, the guys couldn't have been to where they are today, Paris. That's my point.
I will have a different view about that, Buckeye. You see, in other developed countries, if a politician name is kept in the media or is oftentimes being brought in the media for discussion, it raises concern. At that point, you have citizens are thinking, and the citizens are, So you have the citizens are thinking, Buckeye. They are thinking outside the box that why is it that every time this man's name is being dragged, isn't necessarily that the things that is said about him are true or not? Then let's go into our investigation. Let's find out. Let's know the name. let's follow up on, let's have our citizens investigation. So this man has been dragged every time and things have been said about him. What of those things are true or not? In my country, when it's being done, you say, oh, the people not let the men, I want to talk about the men always. So I have a different view about when you say, oh, every time and talk about people, it becomes different. People say, oh, every day one person. That's not it. If you sit on this radio every day and discuss a minister here, maybe you say the minister is doing good thing every time. It creates that enthusiasm, that interest to know, or for people to see, or for people to verify the good things you said this minister is doing. As well as if you say this man is doing bad things, every time you come out and talk about the bad things he's doing, if it gives people the right to verify as to what are the wrong things that this man is doing. And that's how it works with political institutions. But in our country, it's been different. In Liberia, where you tend to, discuss someone 1 or 2 times and say you want money for the person. If you're a private citizen, if you're a political institution, they say because they may not join a party, that's why you want to discuss him. And so because of that, we have a system that people don't settle for these things. Now, let's draw it down to the press conferences that Kogi held over the time. Kogi was serving as the National Secretary General. Unlike the situation now with Amos Tuet, that he has forgotten about his unity party. It was never the case of Kogi. Kogi at the time believed that the party was the one. It was through the party that he stood. That he stood on at the time to become the mayor of the state of Monrovia. So whenever there are situations that affecting the party, serving as a National Secretary General, it was his responsibility to come out and address those situations. That's how you found, you saw Kogi most often was involved with these things. When it was matters that had to do with the Monrovia City Corporation, Kogi will always have that press conference at the City Hall. It will be either in a conference room or will be at the basement, but that matter will be addressed at the City Hall. When the situations affecting the city of Monrovia and it requires Kogi to have a press conference or to talk, or to talk with him, journalists on those sites, you will see Kogi will take the journalists at different locations when it has to do with the city of Monrovia. But it concerns the party because it is a party and it reflects the view and the image of the party. That's why Kogi will assemble at the headquarters. Now, when Kogi assemble at the party headquarters, because it is with the party and all of those party officials are involved, the citizen yeah. I'm not a sedition, and I'm not a member of any political party, and never I'll be a member of any political party in Liberia. I say this for free, but I've had time to cover a lot of political parties, and I understand runnings. The CDC as a political institution is structured in a way, Barkai. If the guy says today the party at 4 o'clock there's a press conference, and this press conference about this issue, and all party executives are asked to assemble the party headquarters. Brother, you even in Jamaica, you can. Now, how you looking? And if they say today's a press conference, and a press conference, all ministers are asked. Once you are a minister, you are a supporter of the government. If you are a sedition and you are a minister in the government, you have asked to grace this occasion in the press conference. Brother, when that information drops, you even in exile, you will count, you will say representative. That's how, at the time, the guys own their political institution. Are we saying it's wrong? Who said no? Across the world, political institutions are structured in a way that even in government, bro, at the level of the government, we say, yeah, we discuss governance. But at the party level, you are subject to what the party says. And that's how it works around. Unlike down the Unity Party, you see, just for 5 months, you have to support us are complaining. Because there are a lot of those individuals that don't have the time to go at the office. Because when they get office worker, for instance, if you are the national authority, for example now, and you are a party hierarchy, perhaps you are the Secretary General, you are this or that, for that is a deal strictly with procedure protocols. To see worker, you must have an invitation or you must book an appointment. That's how it works. But when you leave from there, you go to the party headquarters, you deal with the partisans. Worker, they don't need protocol, they don't need appointment to go see you at the party headquarters. You there for them. So that's the difference. So you find out during the election, after Kogi leaves his city hall, his city hall office, Kogi is at the party headquarters. You find supporters. He sits with them, he talk with them, he moved here and there. And other officials of the CDC as well that had the time to visit the party headquarters. You see them, they move around because it is at the party headquarters that people see. But there are a lot of folks that just want to go to the rescue center to see Chairman Luther Tapela. All they want. There are some folks that just want to see Amos to a sense into leadership. They don't want to see shake a hand or say, "Oh, Chairman, thank you." They can't go at the LPRC to do it. So it is at the party headquarters they have that opportunity. But when they go there, they don't see those officials. That's how their hopes and aspirations. So when they see, they say, "Oh, Chairman, oh, SG, oh, thank you for the way you're doing. So, yeah, I'm doing work, very soon the government will do something." That little briefing you gave them, it served as a source of information and taking a community.
Yeah, but
they stayed there. So that's how the CDC carried themselves over the years. So at the level of the party, Wakai, on the larger scale, on the national scale, the CDC, they do well as a party. That's why Liberians, they vote them. We have that conclusion that because George Weah didn't do well at the level, at the national level, so like that Liberians, because at the national level, we have seditions. Over 800,000 votes that George Weah got are seditions. What George Weah needed was the ordinary Liberians, those that are not of no political parties. The 20,000 votes that Joseph Boakai got, that declared him winner in the just election, those 20,000 are Liberians that don't have any political institution.
Yeah, but
those Liberians think freely and believe that I'm only 2%. I think for the system of the country, let me choose this person. I don't 20,000 Liberians are making this nation. Usually in elections, it's not your supporters, Boakai, that make you win. Because every progressive don't get supporters. But when we finish all around, you get all your supporters. Then we go for those that are not supporting us. Our vote will depend on to add on our numbers. Yeah. So that's how we see the process.
Okay, so now my point is they did the worst and Liberians saw what they did. But now what I keep talking about, some of these press conferences never did fruit, is because the time they took to host some of these press conferences, if they could have focused on engaging people and letting them know that this is what the CDC is doing, this is what the CDC is not doing, they could have at least changed the mindset of other Liberians that did not vote them. Most especially, like you said, the ordinary Liberian were not part of any political party. You understand? But press conferences, attacking people. You host a press conference because this person have said this, or the other political leader come and say this. Tomorrow you host a press conference and have a rebuttal. We are not saying that it is not good, but the time that all of the time and energy they took in doing some of these things, if they could have focused that time and energy changing the mind of the ordinary Liberians that they needed a vote, they couldn't have been to where they are today. So now here is it. Let's focus on the Unity Party. The Unity Party too have started doing some of these things that that they have forgotten. They are trying not to forget the ordinary Liberians that voted for them. Like you said, since Unity Party took over, the party headquarters, number 1, the rescue center, number 2, and the local offices, even in Mosurado County, they are all dead. I'm saying this for a fact. They are all dead and abandoned. Why are they dead and abandoned when you are in power? Why are you forgetting your political party base so soon? These are the questions that we should be asking the Unity Party now. Even though the CDC never forget their political party headquarters, they used to reach out to their ordinary Liberians. But the Unity Party, from what I'm observing, they made steps too much. And even now, the CDC and other political parties have started capitalizing on the missteps that the Unity Party have started getting into as soon as possible. Yesterday, they had a press conference. Why was that press conference held? They had a press conference because of some of the issues about this yellow machine, some of the issues about the rice importation, some of the, a lot of things. Now they are cataloging some of the missteps by the Unity Party and saying that we are keeping them, but we will not engage them now, because we know there will be more things done. So when the appropriate time comes, once we snap our finger like this, we'll see our supporters coming out, because by that time, they will be already disenchanted with the Unity Party and Joe Boakai administration. So now they are saying, we are hosting a press conference to let you know that we not forget you. We just cataloging we know that they say they bringing yellow machine. The yellow machine story not that. They say the rest importation Now they not made it rest, spread her. They take out motorbike minutes from the street. So they said the cataloging all of the things, keeping them up until it can reach a certain point. Echo will say, "Oh, that's a town coming on the street." So now, before you come in there, Harris, the CDC engagement towards national issues is welcoming. They have said that they are cataloging all of the missteps for the Unity Party, but they themselves should know that this political party that is just taking over, it's just been like 3 months and a half. We are approaching 4 months. So I think for now, if the Unity Party do have some step from now till the end of probably or the first year, the second year, they may likely go back to re-strategize. They may not appear like the CDC that were living on. They never used to listen to people. When people say, "Oh, you guys are doing this," they will not listen. They will keep doing what they are doing. But Joseph Boakai, for a fact that when the public are crying, just the Ellen Johnson said he may not take action now. When something happens, he may not take action now. But as times goes by, he may take action, Harris. So that's what I'm saying. Let them give at least the party a chance a bit. And I'm not saying that, quote unquote, they should just leave everything now. They're supposed to put fire on the Unity Party back to move smoothly. That's the only way. But for now, I think it's still young.
I will have different view, Boakai. I think it is not young at all. But let me begin by saying, you see, yesterday press conference by the CDC, Boakai, it confirms to us that we are making impact on this show. When we sit on this radio and reminded the CDC of their role as an opposition political party, and the need to be perpetually silent cannot be overly stated. That the CDC has over the few months literally dead. So we spoke to their conscience. We challenged the happenings and said to the CDC that you are a major political institution in this country. Cost pay and pay. You currently said the biggest opposition black. So we cannot see the opposition black of that nature as quite as silent as the way you have proven yourself in recent time. What did the CDC do yesterday? They responded to us. And what they said? They said, we are not silent. We are documenting all of what is happening. Boakai, at that level, then you have a conclusion that it is good that we remind people about what they're supposed to do. And it is in the best interest of a political institution like the CDC to respond to us and say, we are not silent. What we are doing now is that we are documenting, and there will come a time that we will speak. But we know that they have taken the motorcyclists off the streets. We know that they have, they want to bring in 285 pieces of F-moving equipment without, going through a proper channel. We know that President Brock 100 days deliverable. President Brock 100 days, plans, everything he said you have done. A lot of them he did not do it. That was in the wisdom of the CDC now. So we know all of these things. So Harris and Broca want to remind us that we are not silent. We want to remind you that we are working, and very soon the CDC will be out. Now, Broca, part of the reason why the CDC is struggling as an opposition to effectively challenge or to critically challenge the discourse in this country is because they don't have a fighter yet. That thing of a chairman they have, Broca, is not a chairman to challenge the discourse in this country. Let me be frank. So at that level, the party will always, be careful how to choose their words, because you don't want to have a chairperson to take to the podium to challenge the government or to criticize the government afterwards. He's not even able to address journalist questions. That one is not to a chairman, Boakai. So at that level, the party will be very careful. Will document all of those happenings till they go over a convention, and afterwards, when you have a powerful person, someone who is able to challenge the discourse, someone who is able to read between the lines, someone who is able to even thwart or to turn the government progress and present to the people like failure. That's the kind of chairman that the person wants. And we know the CDC, yes, opposition worker has been great. We know the CDC, yes, opposition has been wonderful. So if he's saying, and now it draws me to your point, If you say it's too early, I said no. What the CDC is doing now is a reflection that they don't want President Bouaka to fail. It's a reflection that they support President Bouaka's progress. But to get that done is to remind the president about what you think it is a misstep or a missteps. And that you sell out the conversation that the president have sufficient time to correct those missteps. So if the CDC is telling you that, oh, Mr. President, we'll talk about asset recovery here, but we think the asset recovery is not working. It gives the president the right, because he still has the time to sit at his executive mansion and make a determination or to have a paradigm shift, towards the asset recovery. If the CDC is telling the president that we have information that the 285 pieces of F moving equipment did not pass through the rightful channel, it gives the president the right now to call his officials and say, how was this process done? Then we can come and say, okay, are there rooms for correction? Let's correct them. Why? If the CDC is telling the president that you took the motorcycle off the streets, so because of that, that daily hustle is to some extent crippled, the president is able to call Gregory and say, Gregory, how do you look at these steps? Why do you think it is the best approach? And Gregory is saying that there is a need to keep them off the street because of their safety. Now, the president is looking through his budget, looking at finance minister to say, let the government do this, let the government do that, let the government help empower the motorcycle in different factions. Bouaka like that, you helping the government to progress. So that's what I said. The earlier sounds, the earlier alarm by the CDC is an addition for the Unity Party. It is a recommendation. For me, I don't see it as a criticism. I see it as a recommendation for the Unity Party. If the CDC is saying this is this, then at that level, you say they are recommending to the president or about on the missteps that's according to them and a way to correct those missteps. Now, where my disagreement comes in, if the CDC is telling us that in 5 months, President Bouaka is able to transform the entire country, Bouaka, then I wonder, even in the great United States, I have all of what it takes. There's no president have succeeded even in 2 years. Then what more of a Liberia struggling with just 700 million national budget. The last time I checked, it is just a private frame. That budget annually, that what Liberia uses as a national budget. So a country like this to transform, Bouaka is not a one-day thing, it's not a 1 year thing, it's a 2 year thing. What needs to be done is the immediate steps that need to be taken. Last night I had the time to read from 2017, 2018, at the climax of 2020, in terms of the promises George Weah made to Liberia in the short space of time. That was 2016, 2017, prior to taking over. In 2018, since George Weah took over in 2018, up to the concluding state of 2020, the promises that he made over 3 years that was unfulfilled. Bouaka, then I said to myself that even if President Bouaka is to go back on those promises, those are things that were difficult to be done. That George Weah at the time felt that you have cajoled the minds of Liberians. That you have, because if you have a country like Liberia, Bouaka, and you want to sell on the conscience, you want to survive on the conscience of the people. And so just look at it, man, and say, by next June, we'll make sure all of the 15 countries will get rest from. Brother, no one in the country. Because at that, the people desperation to have food on the table. So you see that desperation is to survive. That's how George Weah from 2018 to 2020 presided over this country. But those promises, if you had the time to go through them, you read everything. When George Weah is telling you sometimes in 2019 that at the end of my administration, we'll make sure we'll have mini soccer stadiums across the 15 counties. When the last time you went to Bombing County, you see or jinxing of a soccer stadium? So what it tells you at that time, if George was saying that the average Liberian, the youth in that country who minds just want to have sports activities and everything, will at that time celebrate George Weah. And so Liberia has had the best president ever. Because the president has made a promise that reconciles with their livelihood. So at that level, when you have a conversation of such and sell it to the people, George Weah was telling you at the concluding state of my administration, we will have a sports in that of our academia academy. The sports and the academia academy across 9 counties in this country. So which means that if you go for research in Bon County, we'll have a sports academy in Bon County. So all of our children are desiring to play soccer as well. You go to school, we go at that academy to learn. That's the same way it's been done in Europe. You go in different centers, you see the mini academies there. You send the child to learn how to play football, because football in Liberia we see it just a skill, but football has become a career. People for it as well. So Joshua, in his wisdom at the time, said we'll have sports and academic academy across in 9 counties across the country. And so at that time, the child or the parent who wants a child to play soccer because they believe they have a soccer president saw that already achievable, because he has survived in the soccer world for a very good time now. So George was able to transform that. So the parent who is thinking in that wisdom will consider like this is already achievable. 2 out of 6 years, where is the sport academy will get across the 15 countries, across the 9 countries? Where is it? So for the guys in the CDC, we want to start a conversation that President Barker, in the 5 months, all of the promises that the government made throughout, everything should be implemented within the 5 months of the president's existence, which of course is impossible.
Yeah, but now, ma'am, another point here is that let's look at the messengers of those messages that are coming out. For instance, the leg of Koji. When I heard yesterday talking about human rights violation, the infringing on the rights of a motorcyclist, I wonder, I sit and take a bow and say that who's sending out this message? Who's this messenger? Is the messenger the rightful person to be preaching such a message? Because just a few months ago, these were the same guys in power. They what they are preaching against today were the same thing that they were doing. I'm not saying that they take motorcyclists from on the street, but this man got sanctioned on the rights. On the line of human rights violation, corruption. Some of them got indicted based on corruption. So now the CDC are they the rightful messenger to send out the message? That's one of the things that we should also ask ourselves. I'm not saying that they are not in opposition, but some of the messages that they are sending out will leave you to wonder if they should be the right persons or the right institution to send same message. We saw auditors die here in their numbers when they were in power. Auditors die mysteriously. We saw a failed regime just few months ago. The CDC failed regime just few months ago. We saw human rights violations. We saw people, lifeless body all over the country. So now, when I see, for instance, a leg of Koji coming out to say that we are cataloging the issue about now going through the proper channel, now going through the PPCC process, I said and wonder, I say, is this guy the rightful messenger to come and talk, to come and lecture us about a government now going through the proper channel when you were just there and you did more than what somebody have just done? When you were there just for 6 years, you did worse than somebody that just got there for a few months. Is there the rightful messenger for such a message? These are some of the questions that we should be asking. I'm not saying I am not saying that they are not in opposition. They shouldn't propagate any message, but the key messengers of these messages are not appropriate, because who will take them serious? For instance, I will not take a messenger like Koji serious, because he coming to lecture us about corruption. He coming to lecture us about human rights violation. He coming to lecture us about a bad governance system. Like, for instance, when a man like former President George Weah come and lecture me about bad governance, I will not take a message. Even though people will take a message, but me, I will read between the line. When he was there, what he did. Did the people benefit? If the people benefited, they would have kicked him out. That's the point. So the messengers of these messages are the key point that we should be looking at as well.
I want to disagree with you, Bokai. And in my disagreement is grounded, I want to be a bit of the faith. And for some of us of the Christian faith, we were told about the story of King Saul, a little transformed and became poor. And you go on, there are a lot of those stories you will find in the Bible. So what am I saying is that people inability to do certain things at a particular level does not mean that they are excluded of the conversation. Now, what it shows is that the person has realized that this thing should have been done. What it shows is that that person have had an understanding that this is what that needed to be done. So what this means is that then it shows that you that is in a position that means that you are taking some steps. And those steps you are taking provides an open space that the person can see ahead of you and see these things that you should do. And those things that you need to do now is what they are reminding you about. If you have served in this position, and for instance, you had the ability to do certain things, and you failed to do them, even though you had the ability to do these things, that you failed to do them, and I'm taking over now, and you come in and say, "Oh, I'm do anything for you." You know what? You know what I see? I see it as an addition to my plan. I see you as a help to me, because you know why? You don't want me to fail. That's because you don't want me to fail. That's why you're reminding me that this is what I'm supposed to do, but I'm doing what I feel. So I don't want you to make the same mistake. This is how I understand Kogi when Kogi made some of these statements. This is how I understand the CDC when they made these statements. For me, I see it like if Kogi is telling, for instance, those in leadership, that if it infringe on the right of our people, we will resist you. It is a reflection to the young folks within the United Party, for instance. That message is going to Amos Stewart. That message is going to Patrick Hona, for instance. That message is going to Mo Ali. That I told you when we were in government at the time, we used our authority to infringe on the right of the people. That's why the Liberian people did not elect us again. So we're telling you all, you don't use your right. I'm saying you don't use your power to infringe on the right of the people. But that's how easy that message explains itself. For me, I don't see it like, oh, the messenger, the messenger is wrong. There's no one in our society that are perfect. I'm coming, Broker. There's no one in our society that are perfect. The president, the current president, at the time he had an interview, he made an admittance that we should have done so many things we did not do in this country. Doesn't mean that the Liberian people shouldn't have given President Broker a chance to do it. It means that when a man realizes his mistake, and if you will go about to follow to read novel, I'm just forgetting. I'm saying the name of this novel. I'm hoping to get the name, but what it says is that the opening sentence, it says that the ability of a man is that in terms of mistakes, if you're able to realize your mistakes, that's what makes you, a man. So, for instance, if I know that you have done this thing, like the way they do, so a conversation. Now, if Joseph Okune is concerned that they say, "Yeah, get married," even though all the get married, it makes you a man because you have realized that things you are falling short of. Then you come in to cover up for those mistakes. So this is how the CDC now is proceeding. So if the CDC is telling you that, this thing you're doing is wrong, you don't do it, you do it this way.
I just want you to go through so I can come in. Yeah.
Then the Unity Party is behind to the conversation saying, "Oh, I think it was the same thing that the people did of which the Liberian people not vote them. So I think there was a need that will come back. They correct our steps. They correct our missteps. So it's not about the messenger. Let's exclude that that conversation that the messenger is wrong. If that's the case, Waka, then everyone in government should not be there because a lot of them have served in different positions. So it's Sylvester Grace that is today should be the one that should serve, should preside over presidential issues in this country. If we want to look at people in terms of integrity and in terms of the message they preach, so Sylvester Grace is supposed to be, controlling the president agenda. So that conversation we shouldn't have it about the messenger. The ability for the messenger to realize their mistake and correct it is what we should be looking at.
Okay, so now, when you say when you're talking, Alison Kinley, and the way that you as a messenger will send out a message will make somebody to think that yes, this message coming from this person, it mean good to me or it means bad to me. For instance, your way of I would say to you, like I said, when you just the way that you tell somebody hello. You can tell somebody hello in a sense that it can offend them or it can pleases them. I'm real here. Just by telling somebody, say, "Oh, hello," it can make them to believe that you are doing it politely or you are being rude to them. You understand? For instance, if I play just Koji message that he preached yesterday, if I play it, if you listen to the messenger that is sending a message or a caveat, like you said, that we were wrong yesterday, we are cautionizing you to be right today because we don't want you to fail. That's not the way Koji is sending his message out. That's not the way. Even from the beginning of the press conference on yesterday till the end of the press conference, even their party chairman, the way that they are sending that message out is not like telling somebody that, oh, because we feel and we don't want you to feel. That's not it, Harris. They are tuned. They are tuned. And the message they're sending out there, we will not sit down here and allow anybody to do something to our motorcycle. We will not sit down here. Once our cup is filled, we'll just do our finger, we'll just snap our fingers, and our people will come up and we will stand against this government. So is that a message that you're coming to send out?
It's the tone of the opposition, Buakai.
It's the tool of the opposition. Others were in opposition; they did it professionally.
You don't expect Buakai. You don't expect the CDC as an opposition party to come, and be lackadaisical in terms of addressing issues in this country. You don't have it. Is it not the same CDC that said they were resisted the outside recovery team? Is it not the same CDC that said they were resisted the president? To other government ministry and agency in this country? Listen, the political implication is that you must send an honor to some extent allow the government to be a bit careful how they address situations. It's not necessarily means that you will come out and start to jump out and think. CDC understands as a political institution, they don't have that authority to supersede government. They understand that. Who tell you they don't know? CDC, every political institution has political advisors. So the CDC has a political advisor. Who tell you Eugene Nangbe they are staying in government? They understand. It tell you, Eugene Nangbe Association with the CDC. It tell you Eugene understand that anything that is tangible to the peace or even affect his character and his reputation. It tell you, know this. It tell you, we don't know that anything about the CDC that will affect or will threaten the peace will also affect his character as a person. They know these things. But again, you gotta allow the party at a certain level to come out with these things. Now, the tone of every political party varies. The EFF, for instance, in South Africa will speak differently as compared to the ANC. So it's not necessarily mean that the EFF, if there are times where Julius Malema will say we will resist any attempt from the government, doesn't necessarily mean that you can do it most often. No. But at times you say that conversation, and that's how the CDC can be. So, but President Buakai served as vice president for 12 years at the time the CDC were in opposition. At the time the CDC were desperate and more stronger than the way they are. The president was not carried away. So then why more now they made our president? He understands, he knows that that's how the CDC go about. He knows.
No,
he knows. But so what would be is that it's just sit at the back when the CDC speaks, all of the things they will say. We just look for some of the good ones. Are there not good recommendations at times that come from the CDC? Of course they are. Are there not good conversations at times that come from the CDC? There are some good conversations. So every policy maker, when you criticize them, what you look for in your criticism is that message that they see that will help them. That message that will add, to their already structured strategies. So if the CDC is talking all the things in the world, chanting in the talk, it's just something you want to pick up from there. It's just a conversation you want to pick. So when you get that conversation, then you sell out. Then you have it, you add onto your credential. But like I said, and that's why when we listen to Kojine, then it draws us to a point that why it's true that we cannot question the messenger, because for me, I don't subscribe to that belief that the messenger, the message is good, or the person bringing the message is wrong, that kind of stuff and thing. I don't question that. For me, I don't really get it, because if that's the case, then we will be questioning everybody in this country on that thing. What I do believe is that it is good at times you come with honesty to the conversation. If Koji is telling, in 5 years, in 5 months' time, President Buakai has failed, then I'm questioning not the messenger then, but the message he's sending out that you cannot use the people's desperation for change as a means of survival. Because over the last 5 months, the president has worked assiduously and have shadowed you I've covered you.
Yeah.
Buckeye, it is one of the things I observed that the Buckeye administration has to a tip of a finger, that the president has. If you ask me today, one of the charisma, one of the characteristics, one of the things that the president has at his ability, is able to silence, is able to quiet his oppositions. Those are opposing. Buckeye is not the same president during the campaign time when he said a whole lot of things about him, ranging from his health to this thing and this thing. At the end of it, that same conversation today, today when you have a discussion with those that used to tell you about then the president is about, the president coming die. Today they can have that conversation with you. That's the ability President Buckeye has. He's able to quiet things that you think that, something you think that cannot be quiet at all. So what am I saying is this? If Koji is telling you in 5 months' time, the president should be all of the rules in this country. In 5 months' time, the president should equip all of the schools in this country. In 5 months' time, the president should equip all of the hospitals in this country. Then I'm asking as to when was the last time you saw that happen ever? That in 5 months' time, a country that has existed for over 170 years, that in 5 months' time, all of their problems have been solved. It is impossible. Now, let's get to this point I was drafting at, right? Let's get to this point I was drafting at. That, for instance, during the George Weah time, by 2018, during George Weah first State of the Nation address, George Weah said that they will formulate and pursue policies on processing of raw material into agricultural products. That is to say, the government will work to ensure and formulate policies so that, for instance, cassava, mango, the different produce will be produced here in Liberia, and will be produced on a commercial scale. That was 2018 during the first State of the Nation address, Buckeye. And the conclusion up to this time, when the last time you hear they producing cassava on large scale for commercial purpose in Liberia. But he said government will formulate their policies, and so as to get these things done. George Weah went about. He said, "Okay, this is it." George Weah went about and says
that was a lie.
That a lie. He said we will develop and enforce an effective liberalization program in accordance with a current policy for Liberians in the procurement of public goods and services. When was the last time you saw a Liberian vendor apply for procurement for this bidding process? It was successful. Today we see Moali and the NWSC is giving contracts to Liberian frames.
And Jelly going to another Liberian call on the radio.
That's what I'm saying. And testifying to that. The road works are currently ongoing. Last time we were on a bombing to Bapolu Road.
Liberian contractors.
All of those that are heading those, that are talking those contracts are all Liberian frames. The last time, the LEC, for instance, under the George Weah administration, today as we speak, the company that has been giving, that contract to electrify the South East, that company has been owned by a Ghanaian. And a Liberian applied for that bidding. He was the best bidder. But what did they sidelined him and gave that contract to a Ghanaian because Nathaniel McGill at the time had a share in that business. So that's how the contract was shifted to that Ghanaian. You talk about liberalization policy. You talk about empowering Liberian businesses. When John said that Liberian businesses will not be spectators in our economy. Today, as we see President Buckeye government in the space of 5 years, in the space of 5 months. Today, what we see, Liberians.
Liberian businesses. RPDs. 3 Liberians have been given RPDs to import rice.
Import rice in this country. Today, you move around, the roads have been constructed. All of the roads have been constructed. All of the roads, the subcontracting frames are all Liberian frames that have been hired to do this work. Go on a Bapolu to Bombing Road, for instance.
Two companies, 2 Liberian companies.
They are all Liberian. Today, at the NWSC, Moali is giving contracts.
To Liberian.
Contracts are all Liberian frames. That's how you talk about empowering. So there's counters what George Weah promised the people he did not do. What George Weah said again, he said you will ensure concession companies are fulfilling their social corporate responsibility. If concession companies were fulfilling a social corporate responsibility, would there be protests at Beer Mountain?
No.
Would there be protests at Asara Mita? Would there be protests at Golden Verona? So these are things we say. Those are promises that George Weah made in terms of the economy. Because when these things are done, it helps strengthen the economy. But George Weah made those promises since 2018, up to the concluding state of 2020 and the concluding state of his administration. None of these things were implemented. Then you say a conversation, say President Buckeye took away 5 months. You expect all of these things to be implemented. Why is true that you are failing to acknowledge that there are steps that have been taken towards our effort? Today we have contracts being given to Liberians. Today we have concession companies. We have we have the legislature pressuring those institutions, pressuring those concession companies to live up to that commitment. Chico, for instance, they feel it, right? And Chico a commitment. To their commitment. Beer Mountain have been so much because they failed to do so. That's how you. That's how you follow.
And the president wanted to even take had a Western, was it Western cluster?
The Western cluster
in Bomi.
That's what.
Yeah, they want to take some action against them because of they are not performing well.
All of that. So you see, well, all of these things have been done. Then that's how you grade the government. George Weah in 2018 says that by the end of his administration, they will have the mini city of the Bali Island to become a new city of Monrovia. And that's what George Weah said. And from 2018, George Weah made a promise up to when the Bali Island, Boga, the last time I went there, I felt discouraged. Even the roads, the people rowing that community that went to sport. The way they reseason looking right now, I'm putting on the way they reseason going in that community and see how the place. Then you talk about these things. George Weah said they're going to about his administration, Bokai, they're going to upgrade a modern a township of West Point by constructing 2,000 housing units. Have you been to West Point in recent times? Have you seen the condition of West Point? Where the 2,000 housing unit that George Weah promised the people of West Point are you going to build?
Yeah, but he built some houses across the country. There are some housing units built across the country in Nickel Town, in Ball County, and other places. No, we just can't rule out everything from the CDC.
But that's what we're saying. No, listen now, right? For that, you said even to that premise. George Weah, that thing you're talking about, he said, well, you have built 568 housing units across all the 15 political subdivisions. So that thing you're talking about, the last time I checked on Bomi, I'm still seeing Bomi. The last time I went to Kema, I still looking through Kema to see it. Last time I went to Bapulu, I still looking through Bapulu to see it. So, but what are we saying is that if you made specific, and I'm saying if you made a promise of a specific location, like the situation of West Point, at that time in 2018, George Weah have taken over, and there are pressing concerns affecting the people of West Point in terms of the sea encroaching. So, a conversation like that politically, you want to say some of these things so as to win the minds of the people. But does that mean that you have the capacity to do what we said? No. So because you did not do it, doesn't mean that when you come, when a new government takes over, you will compare them in the first 5 months to get this thing.
Yeah, but somebody
then we go back to remind you about the things you said you have done. You did not do
but somebody may say from saying from a different perspective, like, there was no much time allotted to them to achieve all of these things. Probably they could have said this was a long time plan. We wanted to do it in our second term when the time was given to us by the Liberian people. So the housing unit they are talking about, the coastal highway, the other places that so if they could have been given a chance for the second term, don't you think they could have fulfilled some of these promises George Weah made to the Liberian people? That's what I'm thinking.
I think the issue about second term is not promised to any political party in this country. Second term is not promised to any political party. That's why when you take over, you have a blueprint of what you want to do for the years of which you have been elected. If what you say you have done and you do majority of them, it is with the people's determination to have you to continue. That's to say we satisfy with your workings. But the fact that you're being defeated in an election, especially at the time you think you are doing more, and defeated, it shows that what you have done does not reflect the common good of the people. And the people are dissatisfied. That's why they kick you out. And the situation of George Weah is the same. Because when George Weah made all of those promises, Liberians went out critically to wait for the president. That at the concluding stage of his administration, we will see these things. In terms of youth development, for instance, he said we'll construct 7 modernized mini soccer stadiums across 7 counties' capitals. Where can you point to that we see one of those stadiums as we speak? So he said, in George Weah's second term, you're going to do this. What second term promise? No, he said no. He said we're going to operate a comprehensive integrated sports and academic kingdom across the country. Where is this thing? Where can we part in terms of the physical challenge? What George Weah said at the time?
So I'm
coming. He says we will ensure the provision of free medical services, a recreational center for senior citizens beyond the age of 70 years. So, which means if you're after, if you're above 70 years, you get free medical treatment. The last time I took my grandfather to the hospital, was a public hospital. The last time I took my grandfather to to Liberian Government Hospital in Tottenham, I paid for to have him treated. So then how can we equip these things? So you think when all of these things happening, Liberians will be satisfied to have him related? We say no. So if you had a new government taking over Boakai, the conversation is that we had this conversation to remind the government that there was similar promise that the past administration made, they did not fulfill. The reason why Liberians kicked them out. So if the president took over, having his agenda, having his promise on the text as well, second term is now promise. Second term can only be guaranteed that the promise, the things you said we have done, you do them, and afterwards it reflects the will of the people. Then at that level we can have a determination. That's exactly the situation of George Weah. So George Weah didn't do all these things. So you cannot have the party or its officials coming to question the 5 month existence of the president as compared to 6 years of his government. So you were listening to them say, "Oh, Joe Braga said we couldn't build roads, but now for now we're not seeing roads." Then someone asked you, so if we said you couldn't build roads in 6 years, you did not build roads. So does that mean that in 5 months the roads will be built? We said no. So then you wait for the length of time, right? For the number of years you serve that you did not build roads, and the next man serve for that number of years too, then we do the comparison. But at this age, it's like you don't have anything yet to say. So that's what I said. All of what the citizens will say now to the United Party will be like a recommendation for me. That's how I see it to be, like a recommendation that the Unity Party will just use to build on.
Yep. So some of these things that the president also talked about, Joseph Boakai, we talk about the 100 days, what he will achieve. A lot of people really focus on is about the issue about Ghana getting stuck up in the mud. And can we say he have achieved that 80%? I'm still waiting to hear from an ordinary mind. People will say yes, of course, because we haven't started experiencing more. Except somebody from the opposition bloc can come and tell us that from this county to this county or from this town to this town, car is still been stuck in mud. So I still wait to hear or to see that, because what we are hearing and what we are seeing now, we heard that Tessie leaving from Maryland to come to Monserrado in a daytime. Let's look at Joseph Boakai 100 days. He talked about the fight against drugs. Did he achieve some of these things? We saw the leg of Abraham Nkrumah passing around when they put him to the position. He just passed here. He's saying he arresting drugs. Before we know that subside, can we say Ambassador Boakai did achieve in fighting drugs in the first 100 days? It's something that we need to know. It's something that we need to talk about also. Can we say President Boakai talk about quality education and other things? Are we achieving some of these things in his first 100 days that he promised? If we did, I still want to. Joseph Boakai talk about, a lot of other things that we are still yet to see some of these things. So it is not just about George Weah. We should focus our lenses on Ambassador Boakai too. If he have achieved a 100 days delivery, because when he came up and outlined that, we talk about this, and number, you saw number report. Number said, I think 10%, right? 10% out of the 100 days deliverable. It was what he achieved. So it means that, I don't want us to use the number report as a source on this conversation, Boakai. The reason I'm saying, the last time I have done my independent verification, what NAMO did was not the 72 promises that NAMO stressed that the president made was not. What they failed to understand was that the 72 promises or more covers the president promises he made, and it was not specifically directed towards the 100 days, because a lot of the things they said in that, some of the things they mentioned, it is embedded within the rescue. That's the arrest agenda. So the arrest agenda is not 100 days deliverable plans. The arrest agenda is the government 6 years plan that they're working with. And so when NAMO wants to talk about sanitation has been joined under the arrest agenda. You cannot use sanitation and say it's about a person 100 day deliverables. It is the government 6 years plan. So at the concluding step of the 6 years plan, then we can have an analysis on that and say, yes, let's talk about that. And that's why the United Party took an exception to him.
So the exception of the United Party was not necessarily that we say, oh, our 10% you grow and me will fail or not. But the 72 promises you docketed are not the promises the president made that he said we have done in 100 days. So if you say we'll do 72 promises in 100 days, who's the president will be able to achieve 72 things in just 100 days back? It's trying to achieve people. Logically, that's not it. But when we talk about the president's 100 days, again, there are progress being made. Okay, I spoke of the drugs situation, and I want us this morning to have a conversation on that. Thankfully, you brought it out, and I love the flow of conversation this morning. In terms of the president 100 days, you want to talk about drugs and substance abuse. When President Boubacar took over, understanding the dire needs, I mean, say the urgent concern that has been attached to this situation about drugs and substance abuse in the country. When our youth, our children, and everyone are falling prey to this substance. Boubacar, the last time I checked, it is evident that every family in this country has been affected by drugs, which means either your brother, your sister, or a relative of your family is on drugs. That's to what extent. So it means as well that the Boubacar's family has been affected, the Johnson family is affected, and all of those families are affected. So when the president took over, he said there is a need. There is a need to get this thing done. First thing we will do is that we can ensure our drug test is being instituted.
Mm-hmm.
The president took that step, went for a drug test to demonstrate his willingness and commitment in the fight against drugs. What the president had done in a short space within 100 days. Within 100 days, Boubacar, the president went out to have 123 beneficiaries of Outbreaks Youth have been transitioned for rehabilitation and reintegration. Now, we will say, oh, the number is small, 123. But it is said, because recreation, reintegration is a process and not something you can do at the twinkle of an eye. It is a process that that takes several steps. You got to firstly get the person, have them in the process, have them transform and everything. So the president took over. The first thing is that there are steps that progress have been made in that light. So 123 beneficiaries, for instance, were brought forth. The next thing the president did was that he said, in my wisdom, since we have 123 persons, understanding that 123 persons is not 0.01% of those are on drugs. So what we need to do, let's have a space. When we have a space, we have a land, then we have a hospital built so that we'll have a lot of those who take them to the hospital, have them flush out, the suspect flush out of them, then we put it in a reintegration program. So to get that done, what the president did, the president secured 50 acres of land in Bentor, that's in Monserrato, and that land was split for the construction of the National Referral Hospital for Addis. So all of those are beyond drugs and everything, they will go there. So that if you ask me in terms of drugs, those two steps alone can point out to significant progress being made in the space of 100 days. Boubacar is a process. Now we move on to youth development. The last time I said, because we understand we have majority of our youth in this country. And so what the government did, the government allocated funds for the payment of arrears owed for all local and international scholarship students in this country. So those on government scholarship locally, those are University of Liberia, in a different university that on government pay, on government scholarships that the government were only arrears. The president went on and instructed the Ministry of Finance and they have funded a lot in the national budget to address that situation. For our international students, it is a disservice to take to the media and listen at times. You see Liberian students in Rwanda, in the different parts of the country are complaining. Oh, we can't government scholarship and everything. Last time I checked, in other countries, if you own government scholarship, bro, it is honor. Because why? It is a scholarship that you merit. So because you merit that scholarship, all of the benefits are associated with that scholarship, you need them. Then we have our students in Rwanda. We have our students in Cyprus. We have our students in Turkey, in the different countries. They are there. The issue about arrears, the issue about resettlement, the issue about air tickets has been a challenge over the years. So when the president took over, what he did, it was first on his agenda. And he instructed the Ministry of Finance to have this allotted in the national budget. Because in his wisdom, I cannot do it and say, oh, it is Barker project. And he'll say, oh, it is Joseph Barker project. He said, no, let it be in the national budget because it is the Liberian people money. So that's how the Ministry of Finance now have that funds allocated so that all local and international scholarship students, their arrears will be settled, which including, allowances, resettlement, tickets, costs and other administrative process, which means if you have outstanding fees with the institution of which you're attending, everything will be addressed. You want to move on to the situation of WASS fees affecting our 12th grade students as well. At times, we don't want to say these things before people say that.
But Joey had to take that was one of the things that he boasted of.
It was an initiative of George Weah. Granted, we cannot say on this conversation the rule out. It was very welcome on the part of George Weah. So when George Weah left, the government of Liberia had a standing obligation of over $6 million to the West African Examination Council office. So because of that, what Wire did, Wire started to upheld student results. So which means that if your result on the website, because and this thing was affecting our international students. I had a time that Lee Moju, there's a guy called Lee Moju, he's the Secretary General of the Liberians residing in Rwanda. I had a time that he had to call me, and you check on Point 7 page, that story is uploaded. The Liberian student was risk evacuation because what happened is that Wire upheld our results. So every time when there's time for admission, they don't use a Wire certificate carry. That's not what they use. They always
okay. So we just cataloging some of these things that that the Buakai's administration is doing, and we what they are achieving, because they talk about students abroad. Scholarship, and yes, of course, we haven't been hearing them, we'll protest, we'll do this, we'll do that. We haven't been hearing students are protesting when it comes to scholarship because they have been taken care of. And some of these things are things that we need to outline so Liberians can know. But are the messengers sending out the message to the Liberian people for them to understand?
So Baga, sorry, I'm under the weather at times. I have to be very careful. So, like I was saying, Lee had to call me one morning and say, Harry, there's a need that you raise this thing. Even the lesson at all. This communication was sent to Dara Dillon, who was a Senate chair of Foreign Affairs, and it was sent to Tao Wongwe as well, who is the House of Representative Chairman on Foreign Affairs. So the students, what will happen usually is that when you out there for international studies, when every time when it's admission process, you need to carry all your different documents.
All your documents.
Your Wire certificate, they don't use the certificate that you present. They always use the website because for that is official. That information on the website is official as compared to the certificate, because for that it can be it can be duplicated or whatever for you. So because the government had a standing obligation of over $6 million to the West African Examination Council, what was happening in Buakai, those student results will be upheld. So you go and take a result here. There will be blank space. So because of that, they want to have access to their results. So like that, you cannot register for the next semester until that result has been provided. So the students in Rwanda at the time, and that of Cyprus, this was a very huge challenge for them. That's how the whole situation about the Wire came and said, oh, the government library owning Wire. So it was a sense of standing debt. So what the President Bouaka did, when he took over, he instructed the Minister of Education and the Finance Minister to meet with West African Examination, and there were consultations held. After that, the government allotted $3.5 million in the national budget. That money will go toward initial payment of the debt that the government owed the West African Examination Council Buakai. So currently to that, to speak, the students, you can check on Wire website and access your results. These are steps that within the first 100 days, so because you asked the question, we should look at the present 100 days. So in terms of the sanitation, which of course is part of or is on the arrest agenda. If you look at sanitation, so to date, the government library have acquired trucks. Is this a secret? Is this a secret? When the AWSC turned over all of the different trucks for what have you. So today, the government have acquired trucks, and those trucks and equipment needed to begin cleaning all the sewer systems in Liberia. So you move on now. Have you been to Waterside in recent times? Have you been to Front Street in recent times? And you see the work that the LWSC is doing under the leadership of Moali. Then you move on. Similarly, they said we have begun restoring water supply to Central Monrovia and this environment. The last time, a few days ago, the AWSC just commissioned, right, another facility that will be able to distribute power and water across Monrovia. This is within the first phase of the 100 days old that we're still talking here. Then we move on to agriculture. So when we move on to agriculture, we see the president says they're taking major steps. Now, in an effort to reduce the rice importation, because the president in his wisdom think that there is a need that we reduce rice importation in this country. So what the president did, I was reading through, they acquired and cultivated 2,000 hectares of land in Bong, Rofa, and Nima counties. The last time the Minister of Agriculture was there, the Minister of Agriculture visited all of those sites, and he came out with a report along with the FAO, Country Director of Liberia. The both of them went in the different counties, and they assessed, the carry assessment on those lands.
Okay, and then before you move further, you say, there was a press release coming up yesterday. It says that the executive mansion, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia, has constituted a committee on rice to ensure this stability of this country's staple. The committee is expected to undertake the following: formulate policy to ensure constant and stable supply of rice in the country. In the country, formulate strategy to accelerate local production of rice and substitution. Ensure Liberian participation in the importation and distribution of rice through the country. Formulate policy for the effective reactivation and management of the rice stabilization fund. Ensure a database of rice price compensation of major rice producing counties and also grade of rice. These committees members include. So there was a committee set up yesterday by the president. So the issue about agriculture. So that's another thing to add up to what you.
That's what I'm saying.
What you just said.
So you look at all of these steps today. You go. The government has begun the cultivation of farmland at the Fender campus. That today you have University of Liberia students are attending Fender. That the agriculture will have access to the area. You go there, the land is there. You know all of what you learn, all the black boy, everything in terms of farming, everything. You have practice there. That is where it helped. So when you look at all of these things have been done within 100 days, Boakai.
So it means there is more prospects.
So there is prospects. It means there is progress. And the presidents, are there not missteps? Of course there are missteps.
So, yeah.
And there are not challenges. Of course there are challenges. But you cannot sit there and ruin the president progress within 100 days. Then you want to compare it as in 5 or 6 years. Then it will be a disservice on the part of the president. And that's what we're saying.
Yeah, but
so when you look at all of these things, all of these things that have been done, then one could safely say that there will be progress under this administration. Again, the president will have to continue working on this path that he has started. There is a need that the president continue to work.
So can we can just rule out the past administration, most especially Ambassador Weah. There was in his 6 years, there was some things achieved under his administration that we need to appreciate him for. For instance, the construction of the military hospital, the construction of the head hospital, some may say the invisible park, the lightening of counties. A lot of major things were done under the Weah's administration that we need to appreciate him for, because some people just sit down and downplay everything that Weah did and just make it look like Ambassador Weah did absolutely nothing in his 6 years. No, he did some things. Even though there was a lot of missteps in the Weah administration, but we need to appreciate him for some other things too. Even though Boakai have done this within 100 days or plus, but Weah says yes, some things were achieved, Harris.
Of course, the thing about it, we won't sit on this conversation and say George Weah did not achieve anything. Every president, even Joseph Jingi Rao at the time, they were president of this country. There are some things that they did, because it is a matter of more that is done. But Boakai, it doesn't mean that what George Weah did over the last 6 years was more than what he should have done. That's not a conversation. So if you see a lot of Liberians disagreement, the disagreement comes in is that what George Weah did over his last 6 years was little to what he should have done. That means that George Weah had the capacity to do more. Wakai, if I was George Weah, one of the things I would have achieved, if I would have achieved anything, they usually have a war crimes code. I would have achieved war crimes code in this country. It would have been a pressing priority for my administration. Because you know why? It took a George Weah to leave from Europe and bullets were flying to move on, to ensure that calm and peace restore in this country.
UNICEF ambassador.
At that time, George Weah understood that there are a lot of Liberians that have lost their lives because of greedy and selfish politicians in this country.
But then he was not a politician.
But then he was not a politician. George Weah left at the times he was making millions in Europe and returned to Liberia and visited all of the refugee camps, giving hope to Liberians. At the time, Liberians will leave the comfort of their home and flee to unknown countries to settle as refugees. You know, as a refugee, there's a disadvantage associated to it. George Weah had to leave from Europe. At that time, he was making millions and come to talk to Liberians and to talk to those that are part of the to stop. So a person like that understood that those Liberians that have died, there's no reason for them to die because of the bullet. Those Liberians are lost their properties. Some Liberians became poor today. Some of them they are wounded. Some of them have. They are crippled for life. They did not deserve it. So George Weah now understood that's why he left for Europe, came to Liberia to ensure that peace was restored. So if peace has been restored over the years, and Liberians gave him the authority to come and say, "Oh, Mr. President, since you left Europe at the time, you shouldn't have. At the time, they still had no effect on you, but you left the come and ensure your country, peace restored in your country. There is a need that you ensure that all those Liberians that died, those ones that lost their lives because of the selfishness and the greediness of politicians to face the full weight of the law. If George Weah wouldn't have done anything in this country, that would have been one of the major achievements of George Weah as president. I know part of the reason why George Weah wanted to return in government is that at times when he said lonely, he regret that moment. He regret that moment he had in his hands to ensure that justice prevailed for those Liberians, those over 500 Liberians that were killed at the Pearl River Bridge. At times when George Weah said, you remember those Liberians, those ones that were killed in Lutheran Church. George Weah had memory of all of these things. It's not that he participated, no, but because that he had to come and ensure peace restored. So this time around that he had authority in his hand, George Weah would have succeeded on that.
So it means that Joseph Boakai scored a political point over him when it comes to that.
Excellent. Then that's it. So at that level, every man, Boakai, you know what everyone prays for. Like the way he's sitting here right now, you pray that there will come a time you have authority or you have the power in your hand, so that when you come from, you can go back and make a change on the life of the people. There are some people in that area they have taken people land forcefully. For instance, in your hometown, they're in Lofa. There are some people, a lot of things they have done against the people. Sometimes you receive those complaints. You don't have the authority. You wanted to have the power to go back and make sure the change is constant. To make sure it restores what has been taken away from the people. That's what's the situation of George Weah. Then you tell me after says a man who did not participate at all in war, a man who breaks his life. At the time, bullets were flying to come and ensure peace reigns in this country. When he had the authority now to bring justice for those that lost their life, and he sidelined on that. It is one of the greatest mistakes that George Weah has made in his life. Today, you ask George Weah that conversation. If you want to be open, he will tell you. So when we have all of this conversation, then we come back and say that enough reason why you see if George Weah is agitated, he wants to return to power. All these things.
All right, so that's the voice of Harris Biddy and I, Boakai Kamara. We are pretty seated here for you this morning. The Punch Breakfast Show. Yeah, today is it's a fire burn, like we said. It's gonna be a fire burn discussion, and we are here coming up pretty soon. We'll take some calls on the foreign numbers. We'll give you the opportunity to form part of the discussion. But before we go to the phone lines, let's now look at the political feature of the both parties. Now let's focus on the Unity Party. Unity Party, the Unity Party, when it comes to party level, they are not doing nothing. They haven't started preparing themselves. They think that once they have won election, they should let go of the party that put them to where they are today. Most especially the top officials. The top officials in Unity Party have started forgetting the party so soon. What am I saying? If they are forgetting the party headquarters is being abandoned by top officials of the political party, the Unity Party. The way they used to have press conferences and talk about national issues, they are no longer having press conferences talking about national issues. The way they used to relate to their foot soldiers, they have started forgetting their foot soldiers so soon, and some of those foot soldiers have started expressing their dissatisfaction within the party. So as we prepare towards the 2029 elections, if you have just won an election and start forgetting about your full soldiers and start forgetting about your party headquarters and start forgetting about those local branches, those people, exonerates, those that help you to get to where you are today. It was the same thing happened for the CDC. When CDC won election in the country, the next thing you'll see the lack of the Sinkoji, the lack of the Molu people, they started forgetting the exonerates. They started forgetting the ordinary seditious that placed them to where they were. And then now the seditious started being disenchanted. Even the seditious, once they are disenchanted, they will not just come and express it to people that, oh, I'm disenchanted, because they know their party system don't allow them to do so. So when they go to their party headquarters, that's where they will go to express that disenchantment. But when they go there, they will talk all the positive things about the party. But it's not like that for the Unity Party. The Unity Party, since they took over, the party chairman, Luther Tappe, the Secretary General, how do you call him? The piece within the party, the lack of the more, at least the Steamy Johnson, the people, a lot of other people then that used to relate to the common citizens in Liberia here. Since they started work, they feel that, oh, everything is okay now for them. They have let go of the ordinary partisans. Up to now, some of this, we are not saying that everybody that supported the party need to have job, but at least related to them, Harris, making them believe that there is still hope, reaching out to them, going to the rescue center, interacting with them is something that they have completely forgotten. Since the party won, you can see the guys going to the rescue center anymore. You not see they having a press conference. You not see there is no press conference being held by the Unity Party. There's no interaction from the top hierarchies to the locals in the party. So now, just as things it is now, Ambassador Bwaka is no longer going to the party headquarters because of busy schedule. But let the president just say today, I'm going to sit at the rescue center. All of those guys, all of them, like you see, they are now going there today to show themselves to the parties, the local partisans. You will see them going there because the president is going there, and that's just how it was like in CDC. Everybody want to show themselves that they are working or they are in love with this particular president. So that's what been hurting every political party in this country. They are being so loyal to the person that is heading the party and forgetting those that are having the votes. And the common people are the one that are having the vote. They are the one that can put the person that you are loyal to look down on those voters. It become a serious problem. So now the president not going yet to the party headquarters. You will not see them going there. But just President Bwaka just said tomorrow is Friday. I'm going to spend my Friday with the folks there at the rescue center. All the top hierarchies that have not been going there for months, you will see them there. You will see them there going there because the president is going there. It shouldn't be like that. They should be the one being there, going there, interacting with the local partisans and stay giving them the hope that there is still a future for this party. Let us come together. They shouldn't be carried away by other political parties, because once other political partisans or political leaders come and brainwash them and tell them that we can do more better than what the Unity Party is doing, most definitely they will go that political party way, and that's what will happen, Harris. So the United Party, they need to double up.
So you said it right. There is a need that the Unity Party step out as a political institution. Now on the angle of the government now, but as a political institution.
Yeah.
Especially in catering, in meeting the needs of your partisans. I think there are dying concerns that the people, those of who you manage over the years, those Liberians that stood out for you at the time as a party, there is a need now you step up for them. I think you're abandoning the men too much, my man. Oh my word. Waka, we cannot say more than that. There's a need, you guys. And I think in the coming days we'll have to back on that tour as well. To see across the different. I mean, all of the district headquarters have been abandoned.
Totally.
The district headquarters have been abandoned. You visit the district headquarters, sometimes you wonder even the United Party is in existence. And forgetting to know that this is the ruling establishment. And this is where we question ourselves. Why if the United Party would have lost the election? It would have been worse than what we see. Because you lost election, you won election, Bwaka, then your party is struggling in that form and manner, you forgetting about your members in such a manner. Then we ask, why if you have lost the election?
But now they are all dead.
I think by now the party would have been dead. So it is not a good one. You guys, it is with the United Party shoulder you stay on today. You became ministers, you be directors, any different position you occupied. So we think that there are enough reasons why you visit the party headquarters. How much it will cost you? You reach out to there every time. You want to sit there, you want to talk about these things, Buckeye.
Yeah.
But if you allow them to be the way it is now, then it is something different. So we look forward to that. Like if for instance it is like you want to talk about the president making a determination to go there, and the president says, "Oh, I'll be there tomorrow." You see, all of them will go there. They will visit the areas, but because no one is thinking about going there now, so there is no attention. Go, and this thing is across all political institutions. Visit the MDR office for instance. Visit the ANC headquarters. All right, that's what we call for political institutions in our country to be institutionalized. So when political institution is being institutionalized, where people are committed to the people than the leader of the party, you don't see these things happening. But in our politics, people, those that occupy the party position are committed to the standard bearer than that of the supporters. So like that, they only work and do things that favors the standard bearer and be done. That's all.
Okay, so folks, we'll open the phones this morning on 0778 665 699, 0778 665 699, or 0880 561 644, 0880 561 644. You can now call in and be a part of the discussion this morning, 0778 665 699. Let's go to the phone line and take this caller here quickly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name is joining us from. Welcome.
I'm Daniel Awayolo. I'm calling you from the Rehab Church.
Okay, welcome, Daniel.
Yeah, and I want to express my disappointment this morning concerning what I'm listening to on earth. You know, people still thinking that we as Liberians, we are not educated. So the same way George Manuel we were able to control this country yesterday, the General Joseph Imabwaka started to control the country. You go telling all that they have made some million efforts when it comes to agriculture. Why is it that you people are here to tell us the money, the budget for agriculture? It is a budget that we are looking at because it is not that land that you people say you have already purchased. It is not the land that is going to do the farming work. It is a budget that you people will look on to work. And we see that transmitting effort will be done. But you people you don't care to tell anybody about the budget in agriculture. So other people tell you that 4 million, other people tell you 5 million. And if you have even 6 million there for agriculture, it means you have done nothing. Absolutely, you have done nothing. So you people telling us that you're doing some million effort. Let's look at the goals that you people talk about. Yesterday, I went in your Benson. Look at the kind of mud that was in that place. I'm from River State. I went in your Benson yesterday. Look at the kind of mud that I saw in that place.
You said Yang
I said Benson. Yes.
Where is that?
You people, no, better in Riverside.
Okay, so you just from Riverside yesterday?
Yes.
Okay,
Then
so you pick up from Riverside yesterday?
Yes,
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, listen, let have a conversation. So you pick up from Riverside yesterday?
Yeah.
And you reached Monrovia today? You reached Monrovia yesterday?
I reached yeah.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank God. No, I just want to know because thank God you pick up yesterday and reached yesterday. Okay, go ahead.
No matter how you used to be, you pick up the scene there, you reach the scene there.
Okay, I say conclude now. Go ahead.
You used to pick up the scene there in Riverside and reach the scene there in Riverside.
Okay.
You pick up the scene there in Bassa, you reach the scene there. So it's nothing cheap.
Okay.
If I was to pick up far and reach around 2 or 3 days, yeah, it's cheap. But when you pick up in Riverside, the scene there, you're reaching the evening time.
Okay.
We're reaching the evening time. We used to go there how you used to be.
Right.
But now people telling us that they are delayed. Now the same way they brought out all the same story we to tell the people that they are doing some many effort, they start cleaning story we and post that clean it. Why I say that when on somebody road, they say that they say this is how we are done. Then they tell us that local road is clean with it, stretching road is clean with it, but then we cannot see those photos of those roads that they say they are clean with. So proceed that putting oil around so early, please, we are begging them.
Okay.
Let them do the Liberian people work and start blocking all things that they are not show up.
Okay.
So thank you very much, my brother. They are doing nothing but zero.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in 0778 665 699. We are taking your calls this morning. Let's take this person from this line. Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the show this morning. My name is my colleague calling from Johnsonville.
Welcome.
Our brothers on the other side, I know how they can feel, how they can think. Can you imagine someone gets in power for 4 months, some days, and then the person may promises that maybe he will do the sort of thing in 100 days. And the question is he doing it or he did it? Yes, he is doing it. Anything that he promised is, of course, he's doing it every time. There's one test that came, me and my mother, one test came from Maryland yesterday. Car, we asked them, when you're left from Maryland, is that today? And in the evening around 7, 8. So I'm sure that yes, the people are very, very working. So when we see our brother then come in the 100 days, as if to say someone spent 6 years, it's so valuable to them, so to us. So they need to come together, they need to put us together and start, talking positive about this government.
Okay.
And besides that, when it comes to the party, we go now, we go scam. You can see nobody there. In fact, they're getting bullshit now, how you looking there. Because those who were leading the things, they are now, putting their members together. And if they are not careful after this government, I think nobody will be, popular as everybody is. That's why the party will die down.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's take this other person. Good morning. Welcome. Your name is joining us from.
Yes, thank you for the show and for always accepting a different view. The guy is saying we should not even caution the government. But the government, this is Pascal Davis, the government has graded itself 74% in 100 days. So they did not say what we would do. They were very specific when they said 100 days. So in the space of 3 months, what they will do, that's why we say 100 days deliverable. Deliverable means what you are able to do in the course of a specific time. And that specific time was the time given to us by the president. We're not questioning the president says, yeah. We know we're not even go 1 year. We're questioning the president 100 days that he promised to us and what he decided to do in 100 days. And somebody say, we're not told because the government are 2 months. But the government are 2 months greater than 74. So why you don't want us, who are just Liberians, maybe from different parties, to equally grade the government that have already graded ourselves? It's the motorcycle who just got aware that the government have graded ourselves 74%. Imagine everybody grading itself. You in school, you don't want to get your own grade. If the government graded ourselves 74, is it not a possibility that the government in school 30 honor us? Is it not possible that somebody can immigrate the government 0.0%? Is it not possible that somebody can grade the government 1.5%? With all the mistakes and errors, the commerce minister speaking, information minister speaking, the president said happy meeting, working around the meeting, the political advisor in the office of the president speaking, the presidential press secretary speaking, everybody getting contact to this statement.
Okay.
And you say, when I question the president, you must be joking. We will question them. And I can safely say the government has twisted, the country is dumb, and we are done for failure. I see that happening. I'm going to Mr. Boga very short time. Thank you so kindly.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's cross over and talk to Mr. Patrick Horner on this line. Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to appreciate the team there for the brilliant job you guys are doing, trying to have an open government, giving people an opportunity to express themselves, to be able to speak on issues affecting them, affecting the society and all of that. I'd just like to remind one or two callers. This is what your government did not do. All the people who was screaming just now. Can this man just remember this thing what you call it on talking? This man was celebrating the closure of this station for 6 freaking years. The people there, what talking at that? They have the audacity to talk now. This station, what they talking on now? We told them we're opening station for everybody to participate, for everybody to have a voice. They closed this man, his muya man. We are closed this station for 6 years. Now you can talk on the same station that open. Honor the government, honor a different government. This is what we want to do. But more than that, these people, you're talking about something, just your time. Auditors were dying. Have you forgotten? What about the EBS man who was in the presidential detail? Who they shot his head, man shot himself 3 times in the head. They shot. No investigation. And you talking? You forgetting? Besides closing radio station, not only at this station they close, and they close other radio stations, Roots FM. Besides that, the EU and other Western partners.
Yeah, but the United Party on Ellen Johnson to close radio station down. So
what the United Party did not close station down?
But it's just 4 months, so we can say that, but they're not close.
So it's just 4 months now. But when we say it's just 4 months, then you can say, oh, you can say, I don't know, just see why you must say it's just 4 months. And you see now it's just 4 months. So the point I make is, you want to compare? To even do it, it's so far. The EU and other Western embassies warn the government for taking money from the account to use it for the private use. No time in this country since Taylor became president. No time, for the first time in the history of this country, that people were sanctioned as close as the Minister of State in the office of the president. The people sanctioned the man for corruption. They called the white man, the Chris Smith, Congressman Chris Smith, called the previous government kleptocratic government. They call them kleptocratic government. You want to argue? You want to argue? Even football as well. We've won only 5 out of 40-something games in football. Now, look at the female team performing. Look at our national team. We went to Senegal. We came back to Liberia. We won. We qualified for another stage. We're playing Cape Verde in Namibia in our next zone. You want to talk? We are officials used to travel through Ivory Coast and the speaker. They used to go through Ivory Coast to come to Maryland, to come to Grand Cru. We are 6 years. They used to travel. You want to talk? Go on the road right now. You want to talk? They were building mansions. After declaration that everybody can talk about now, declare asset. It was a taboo. Even the newspapers, I dare you to go online right now. Just go Google it and say asset declaration. We are declare asset. We are declare asset in July. That July he declared on an asset after the pressure came on him. All the other officials he declared when you want to all the things you're accused, the coastal highway you say you're going to do, the twin city party alley you say, the take plane, you want to. So when some of these people are talking now, they're only saying, but let me close by saying this. These people have had 32 press conferences just from January to this time, 32 press conferences.
You counting the press conference?
We counting it 32. That's will be one more again 33. So they now get 32 press conferences. They will have more press conferences because by the time it starts in June, July, August, when it's starting low financially and all that kind of thing, now all they will be doing now. Like in the past when Madam Shirley turned over power to them, when they closed up with Paka Jaliba, you were able to find a job to accelerate. because he was competent. When they stopped Mo Ali from going Grand Crew County, Mo Ali went straight, he reflected, he became Secretary General of party, and he was getting a little more consultancy. Me, when they started the radio station, I went to classroom, I formed a plan.
Yeah, but themselves too we try to do same. They will try to do same, and not because my man, they will do same, Patrick.
So the point I'm making is when you used to hear all talking in the politics, we have your late job. I was seen out to my fire soon. Oh, you know, seen out to my fire soon, making my earnest living from my sweat, and I was there. I thought in politics. But for you to get me seen out to go party headquarters every day, we just gone mail. We hate June. This is what you do when you don't place yourself in society, when you have that opportunity. And it used to be saying go to scholarship for all the kind of things. Some are only go abroad. Now right in the country here we learn our book. So we're able to apply for a job right here and we're able to get it. But this is society we find ourselves in. And I just want to start by saying that it is open for people to call, participate, say anything you want to say. The thing that you know you should do on your time, enjoy it.
We're saying invoice, yeah?
I will pay. I will pay. I
will pay. Let's take some more calls here this morning. But I love the conversation. And let's take somebody from this line here quickly. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Boga. Good morning to Harry.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Sisi, and I join for you for Amagati, Pinsville.
Welcome, my brother. Your life.
Yeah, but we don't want to give the past government opinion because the government did not do anything.
No. We say the government don't do anything. The government, there are some things, there are some steps that the government take. There are some initiative that they undertook, and it was beneficial to we Liberians. So we can just sit and say and conclude that the government don't do anything.
And I will tell you that the government lied to us. The government gave us a series of promises that they don't take anything. Like when you go on Budget Road, going to Bali Island, they just spoil that road because every day, almost every Sunday, at there, my sister is living there. You have the rainy season has started. It's not easy on it. It's not easy. To pass on that road to go to Bali Island,
your comment come for change now. They can change everything. Why can't change that road too?
But they shouldn't give our time. We just take it over. We have a put on Magaladi to play. So they shouldn't give our time. We don't want to listen to that too much of noise. Yeah. Listen to too much of noise in the matter. You know where it's for the back.
All right. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you for calling in. Let's take somebody from this other line here this morning. The conversation is interesting. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I'm doing pretty well. Welcome. Your name is joining us from?
I'm Drago Steve. They're calling from So Clean.
Welcome, my brother. Your life.
For me, if the government are not doing anything, I'm happy that people are not traveling from Africa people are not traveling from Liberia. To get to Liberia, they are not passing through Africa. But they are now traveling from Liberia to Maryland.
My man, we're not getting a real rainy season here. That thing talking there. We ain't getting a real rainy season here.
We're not going to real rainy season, but from 2018, we saw how the people in the Southeast they suffer. We saw the rainy season, and we believe that this government is going to do well by maintaining that rule. So it's not policy where people come out and say, 1847 days, the full government has done it. I also might say the government great herself.
My man, your whole machine been your yellow machine been they say coming any 419 been like you?
No, it's not 419. The minister said the right thing because he's an information minister. He came up clearly and said that the machine will come, but the process is going to start.
Okay.
So that means it will not process the right way. So he couldn't force it because if he force it, it will be wrong. But I also might say that the government agree on that. If the government agree on that, who will get the government? You get the government and the government. This is what we are done. Have you checked and you saw what the government said?
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother, for calling in. Let this person here come.
Money.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
It's PJ.
Lucky J, welcome. long time, Lucky J.
Yeah, bro. To be frank, on the field of play, we have first half and second half. if you don't perform well, you should expect your fans or the spectators to ask the coach to take you out of the match.
Mm-hmm.
When you perform marvelously, to be frank, they'll be clapping for you. Have you ever witnessed a match where they want to substitute a player and the spectators cry, no, and the players remain on the field? Yes, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for Jesus Network Blessing to be successful, GNB for short.
Yeah.
Jesus Network Blessing. For him to be successful, for him to be able, for the spectators to re-vote him for the second time, he has to work beyond all measurable lines to make sure that things are in place so that during the second half, he will be able to go back, or else it will end up for the first half and then they'll kick him out. For that not to happen, he has to work overtime. GNB have to work overtime. Thank you for your studio guest. I listened to him carefully, and I believe he's on track to make sure that the rescue train moves in the right direction.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He's my co. We are working together, not a studio guest. Let's take somebody here this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Your name, where joining us from?
Okay. My name is Mohammed Kroma. I'm calling from Spuru.
Welcome, Mohammed.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to your studio guest and thanks to you.
No, he's not a studio guest. He's my colleague. He's my colleague. He's my colleaague. We are both.
I thought it was your studio guest anyway.
No.
The way they were talking, like they all are breathing. In short, let me come strictly to what I want to hit on. All right. You know, thank God those guys are studio guests, but I think not studio guests, but your colleague. And I think through the radio, all of people hear them because. Look, my brother, few years from now, people that will come in your studio and be talking good because I want them to do a past government. Up to now, people are still doing that kind of thing. People are here, suffering, passing around, no job. There are few other things that go on. People like people go on the radio station and start hearing other people praising them. At the end of the day, when we see you on the street, we will attack you and show you some of the things what they have done. Then you show it to us. In short, again, I want to say is that one of the men is talking about football matches. Like the kind of thing you don't talk about. People talking about other things. You just call on the radio. My name is Patrick Hona. Yeah, football. The other football game will not qualify for you. We do the kind of thing you want to hear. Let us look at the whole 100-day label. The agriculture sector. They give you $750,000 United States dollars. Agricultural value change project. Rural economic transformation project. Those two issues. They give you $750,000 US. What do you do with that? You're not going to know anything about that. Because he come to fight against drugs. That fight against drugs, the security and rural law sector. Just to fight against Kush, that don't hear fight against Kush project, Kush Mogo. They give the government $325,000 United States dollars just for
so what you are trying to tell us that there haven't been no improvement at all?
There haven't been no improvement because if you are saying because they're the same number, I don't know number grant people 10%, they started costing us around here. The same number grant the past government some time ago, that past people were running with that issue today. Number grant one number if I'm making mistake on the name again.
Yeah, Namut.
All right. This number grant they are coming on the radio attacking the people. Look, my brother, from here to Atia, there's a company called Big Mountain. That Big Mountain faced that road from Cape Mount. They faced the road from Buchanan straight to Atia.
But even the Big Mountain been there for a while. But Liberians were experiencing what they are experiencing now. Let's call it spade or spade. Okay, all right, go ahead now. So it means that they were the one that faced that road. It was not Joe Baga that faced it, right?
Yeah. So between from Atia to the second checkpoint, we signed or they call the place or there's a name in the town in place there. That whole place right now, machine is only the contractor are only working. That is the work that the government doing. Then from that checkpoint to Greenville, you get a GVL, the Golden Verena. They are the one who facing that. But it's not bad because all you see is the same government. They are helping the government.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you now. At least you admitting to the fact that the government is on a roll doing something. Yes. But previously, George Weah, who's from the southeast, he used to use Ivory Coast to go to his own county. So that's I think we should give the government a little applause.
I agree with you. I agree. I'm not saying I'm not agreeing the government. But for you to say you are agreeing the government maybe 80 or 100%.
We haven't graded the government. We are at the Punch Breakfast Show. We're not grading. We're not here to grade people there. So everybody have their view. You yourself expressing your view. So if Mr. O'Connor come in. Let's have a conversation. If somebody come and call and we giving a time he expressed himself and he left, that's the same way we're giving you the time to express yourself. So when you leave, probably someone else may come and counter you. So the thing is about having a conversation.
There are certain way when you're expressing yourself, that's your right to do so. If someone you are working, the Liberian people, for that expression, calling maybe the other man
let respect each other now. You know that
he's a director. Mr. Patrick Hona.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the man saying we qualify for that.
But at least we qualify. We qualify. So like what he's saying.
Let the people stop playing phone out of us. Doing the government up to now we are. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. You know, that's why we love here. You know, that's what this show is meant for. We get diverse view from people. We are not just here to sanction you to say something that you just have to agree with what we are saying. No. We have diverse view. You can be against, you can be for. We'll give you the airtime for you to express yourself. Just do it civilly, Harris.
Of course.
Yeah, we just have to do it civilly. Let's take another person here quickly. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and joining us from?
Thank you very much. Prince Nasir, and I joined the conversation from District 17.
Okay, go ahead, my brother. Your life.
Thank you very much. Let's be frank. It's very unfortunate this morning that a former journalist like Patrick Hona would come to the public and try to mislead people. We are facing the reality as Liberians. Nobody is saying that they are creating the government for 6 years, or they are comparing this government who is just 4 months plus to the previous regime of 6 years. But if we are putting this government under the microscope for the past 4 months, they have performed dismally. Look at every sector. Everything that they have criticized, they have begun to do worse, even worse than what they criticized in the past.
Okay, so let me ask you a few questions now before you go ahead. If you say they are performed dismally, what are some of the things that you can point about that they say and they haven't done?
One of the things that they were very critical of was the issue of accountability, number one. And when we look at the issues surrounding this machines business that's supposed to come to the country, the equipment for agriculture or for road construction and what have you, and the process of openness to the Liberian people, the process of transparency, and the process of accountability. This government does not want to be held accountable.
Okay, so can we hold on until the machines arrive? They will know where to start from, because the machine haven't arrived yet. So we just can't make a decision now that the machine's coming. They only told you that the machine's coming. Even the machine will come, it will not come. But when the machines arrive in the country, then we know that the machines are here now. That's the time we can start taking up issues with them. Don't you think so?
Are you serious to tell me that we, the Liberian people, should wait until the machine arrives?
But they haven't. They haven't arrived yet. So we can't speak for me. Let me just speak for myself. They haven't arrived yet. So for me, I just can't speak only yet up until I can see it. When I see it now, then that's the time I will start to ask the hard question. Even though I have asked the hard question on who's behind the machines. If you monitor the show yesterday, I asked those hard questions. Who's behind the machines? Who are those that are responsible to give? Whether it is a donation, whether it's a loan, whether we are paying for it. I want to know, but now I can't go too much deeply into it because the machines haven't arrived here. When they arrive to the Freeport, then that's the time that we can start taking up issue with them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that is for you, my brother. But for me and most of the Liberian people, we know that is not the beginning point. You cannot go and bring equipment of that value, of that magnitude to our country without following the due processes, without informing us, without us being in the know of everything that it entails, that the details about it. You say the machine should arrive. That means that the damage would have already been done, because once the machines arrive, are you going to take those machines back? No, you're not going to take it back. So we should have known what it was budgeted for, or whether the legislature sign up to it, agreement for those machines to come, or it was a gift that was given to the Liberian government. All of these things we should have known about it. But then you prematurely went and made a pronouncement for publicity stuff because you are overlooking the Liberian people. You think that the mandate that they have given you, they have elected you, you think it was out of love. No, it wasn't out of love. It was because they want some restoration to their livelihood. Because under John government, you told the Liberian people that this man was incapable. You had some of the solution, you had some of the experience. So when we begin to see you do the same things, these things don't want to be accountable, breaking the laws, ignoring the laws. The president is here also. Patrick Horner was one of the persons who benefited from the president taking people and appointing people who are in senior position. They had to take Armin to those places, to FCA. If he was there, he was in that video. They took Armin. That is an abuse of the law. That is an abuse of
Thank you so much.
Please, let me end on this note. I beg you. Look at the economy as a whole. Look at the issue of rice, where they have taken rice from. In the first 1 month on the king, the same army would have told the Liberian people that the price of the packaging of rice is going to be
all right. Hello.
So someone come to back to tell us that $2 was going to be added.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, just so I hope you have a little credit in your phone. All right. So because Patrick want to respond to you. Mr. Horner, welcome back on the show.
Okay, so me, I want to be on the line.
Okay, you getting him?
You ask me a question.
All right. You pay that 2 you pay for the airtime. You're coming to now. All right. Let Mr. Horner go ahead. Mr. Horner, go ahead. You listen to him.
Okay, so the first thing I want for us to do right now, anyone want to compare government to this government? Let's start. Your government closed radio station. I will talk one party, you talk one party, I talk one party, you talk one party. Your government closed radio stations down, including the station you talk
about. Hello, no. Hello, listen now. Let do it. Hello, my brother. Hello, my brother. Listen now, let's do it civilly. I beg you. Let's do it civilly. I'm the one hosting the show here. Mr. Horner will talk. From there, you talk. I will give you the chance. That's what I asked you. If you had more credit in your phone, so Mr. Horner, you can ask your question and then he will answer and then ask your question. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I want us to start to catalog the negatives. So when I talk one negative, you talk one negative. I talk another one, you talk one. So my first negative is Muya government close radio stations down, including the station that man talking on. He close it down. Let him talk a first negative.
Okay, Mr. All right. Okay. Listen now. All right. Thank you. You have already responded to that. Okay, Mr. Horner, you want to come in?
Yeah. In 2017, when they were coming to take power, they made all those comments and said we're going to
accountability. He said some of your officials got sanctioned by the U.S. and other institutions. So he want to know, when it comes to the issue about accountability, where you stand on that?
Yeah, but when it comes to the issue of accountability, we are still watching. But from everything that we are seeing, just within 4 months, we are seeing the public works minister awarding contracts without passing through the normal processes of the PPCC or going through the legislation. He just awarded contracts to his family members, to his friends, people that are related to Patrick.
Yeah, but just yesterday, hello, Jason. Just yesterday, the I think it was the Senate or the House of Representatives. The Senate came up and you know, gave him the go ahead to use the money now allotted for awarding contract. The Senate came up yesterday. I hope you follow that news.
Brother, that is damage control.
Oh.
Because it's very since 1 or 2 months ago, completely heavily on this minister that he was awarded contract in a total of $20 to $22 million.
All right, guys, we need to conclude with you guys. So, Jeff, Mr. Hunter, you want to conclude? Then the man then concludes, because we have to take all of us.
When you recount some of the things that they did here, and they are so excited, talking now, you won't cry. That man saying, oh, what you say again? You heard me. Anytime you hear somebody say, what you say again, that means trying to wait now to respond to it. Your government, one of the most chronically corrupt government was your government, including the U.S. people. Chris, as I said, call your president and your government kleptocratic. Do you know what it means to call you a kleptocrat? Have you defined that word? That's an insult to the country. And you're taught us that low. And you're having the audacity to speak? Your minister of finance was sanctioned for corruption. The minister of state in the office of the president for corruption was sanctioned. You're talking about accountability? At least now you're talking about PPCC. My brother, over the last 6 years, what did PPCC we used to hear about? What did PPCC used to do the pack? What did PPCC Joey used to do all the things here? You talking about asset declaration. At least now you can people talking about asset declaration. My brother, do your turn. No. We want to help people declare asset. My brother, turn now. We want to help people declare asset.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hunter, thanks so much. I don't know, our brother left the line.
We'll send a bill.
Mr. Hunter will send you a bill because you said you pay for it. I don't know. I hope our brother can call back and then respond to that, because let's take this person on the line. Good morning, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Harris Berry, and good morning to
Samuel. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. And nothing the morning this morning. Look, like getting back, I can say that to you, it will never return to the dark days of our history. But this is the voice of Samuel Sakara Johnson. I speak to you from Painesville this morning. And let me say thank you for the show. But it is, you know, Baka, it is laughable and funny that today members of the CDC can be a moral voice in the democratic dispensation of our country. It is saddening, it is barbaric, it is disingenuous, and it must never be concentrated on the political scene of our country. Today, the CDC must be talking about gross human rights violations. Today, the CDC must be talking about corruption in our country. Today, the CDC must be talking about the economy of our country. Today, the CDC must be talking about the infrastructure of our country. Look, today is a sad day for our country's history. But we can say this. Look, it's a raw material that can be used for political analysis. That is the reason why when you said that the CDC press conference, the progenitor of the marriage, were not the were not the faces that were to preach the message that the Liberian people need to hear. And that's what for some of the messages will not go anywhere. But the people of this country know the true character of the CDC. These were a group of privileged desperados who rose on the sympathy of the Liberian masses. At the end of the day, they rose to power and became a generational of our democracy. Today, the restore the national dignity. Look, you disagree with this government. But you know, I disagree with this government. Moral says I started calling on your show. But what the government is trying to do is to set up for the mental pillar for the progressiveness of the democratic tendencies of our country. Because the entire fabric of our society will destroy under the CDC. You think that Muya thing we talk here?
Okay.
And today, people like Gray will be talking about, you know that Gray introduced gas storage into the democracy of our country. Today you want to be talking about moral? We cannot listen to this guy and they must go somewhere and say that somewhere. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly. We take more of a calls. Borkai. Guess we'll have a call from that end. Yep, we will. My word, lost up on that call 077-8656-699-080-561-644.
Yeah. Let's take this person here. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. And let me say thank you for the show this morning. This is the voice of Kitashi's Gallon Tillman. I found this morning from Tuput role. You know, gentlemen, I think let's be real. There's some guys who should be appreciative of Punch FM and that of the party. Let's avoid politics out of this entire thing. There are some stations where then the ruling party, when you call and say things negative about the government, I remember those stations will cut you off. And it's now currently happening where there are some stations, once you call, you want to defend the current government or the government, what happens is that they cut you off. And more besides, I sometimes really want to visit some of our young brothers who gender government, they were nothing. Most of the top guys they don't understand because they felt that they were not important. They only saw them like color boys. And I know some of them personally. I don't want to go personal, but I think young people who must graduate from the slavery mind. The slavery mindset is something that I think is very tough. You probably had a government where you are not even respected. The only thing is that they take you for is that you are a color boy. And you still want to continue the color boy stuff. And I think it's somehow regretful. It is bad. I think some people we have to graduate from that stage. Let me get close on this. I think Liberia is moving. But one thing is that we as the young people are not ready to put into the older folks that we are ready for something. Is it now that the guys I'm hearing, now they know that the government is corrupt? Is it now the guys that I'm hearing recording, they know that there is no transparency? Anyway, I just want to also advise Mr. Patrick, you now are serving now as not just an ordinary man. I know probably you try to create some maybe public relation where you want your station, maybe people don't know that yes, you have a radio station and now you have to be called in so that maybe callers can also back you up. And maybe trying to green or grow your station. But I think for now, let's be real, Mr. Honda. I think now a little bit have a little bit quiet tone and let the Liberian people speak because you not just an ordinary person. Before at LBC you can say anything because you are a journalist, but now you are a professional person now. I think all the conversation with the caller back and forth. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, that's just the beauty of the show, my brother. Not anything they may. It's just the beauty of the show, my brother. So that's not anything. Let's take somebody from the WhatsApp number. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning. My name is Douglas. I'm calling from you. How are you?
We are doing pretty well, Douglas. Welcome to the show. You're live with us this morning.
Thank you. I just wanted to give my take on what is discussed, Look, my brother, you see people were in government for 6 years. They blundered, they give them sanction. Now today, just 6 months within this presidency, when you go and do and lobby and bring in investors, they will start to criticize you. They will start to just damage your names, your character in the public. My brother, why are they paying these legislators so big money more than even the people in the executive? Because the people in the executive, they bring in contracts, they lobby, they go around. Not one day in Liberia I have heard that someone within the legislature, they have brought projects to Liberia. They brought some kind of company in that place. I have not heard it one day. When you bring project, then they criticize you. For example, the people say 21 million road projects. That road project was necessary. In Europe, here, Europe, we are the cradle of democracy. We started development here many years before even America. They have some places here that don't even have roads. They don't have roads yet. You go and create a road every time, 2 or 3 times before the year end, because they want the road to be, pliable. But when you go and do that, then they kind of say, why you use money? Why you went and did it so fast? If it was corruption, we bring that to the table. But if you go and flunk the laws of the rules and what have you to just do the thing quick because the rain is coming, then they say the mayor go apologize for that reason. Look, let me tell you, if they are in government, are in the executive, people within the legislature will be on radio every day. If not so, I will resign. Because you cannot be in the legislature, we are in the same government, and you are there criticizing me. When I go for projects, you go to criticize me. You don't know those things that they're talking on radio. These are the things that can cause these international people within the international community to start to sanction people because they don't have fun.
All right, my brother.
All
right. Thank you so much for calling. Joining us from Europe. There, we're still taking calls here this morning. Good morning, welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Yeah. Good morning again, brother. I was the one playing on the line with Patrick.
Okay, just conclude now, my brother, so we can take other calls.
So you see, brother, I think it's out of shared arrogance and ignorance.
No, we're not good around. You see now, that's one. We all talk civilly here, and then I will host the show nicely. Let's remain civil as it is.
I take that back. Yeah?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So when people begin to question Liberians who are raising questions as to the welfare of them, then you begin to call them seditious and what have you. Okay, let's agree people are seditious. Because the unity partisans have in the past 6 years when they were criticizing Georgia, when their government had 12 years and they failed massive.
But they are saying, that we are having two different leadership here. The Unity Party government the Unity Party on an exit administration is totally different from the Unity Party on a Joseph Boakai administration. So that's why you should know about. Why you disagree? Is it coming out? Is it too? Are they what is it?
They are people. Most of the majority of the people you see leading us today, those were people who fight under the Madam Sally Levy give the president. So they were vice president. It's like the most powerful person in the country. Under the Madam, it is still the same Unity Party. Under Madam Sally have been removed from the equation. So you cannot say it is not Unity Party. Most of the things that they did in the past, some of them today that are leaders should be held accountable for some of those wrongs, those errors that were made in the past. So you come to lecture us today on the issue of the economy. Injective forms, like I said, will not be very unpatriotic to start grading the government as carry them to the real government that takes years. But if you see the chief, if you say the government will succeed, the government will do expert and
my brother.
Will do well. We should begin to see it from the infant stage.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
We are not seeing it.
All right.
Corruption,
all right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's take somebody else. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, my name is B. Cover Johnson. I call you from VOA RI Highway.
Welcome, Cover.
Oh, let me just say to my colleagues from the other divide, like it, not like it, just like my work up this country, and the yellow machine will come. But my disappointment here is when I see some of the leaders talking about accountability of this government. When I start talking about EBCC in John Manor, we are government. You know, you hear about that accountability. You will not hear about it. That's the reason why the U.S. government sanctioned 3 top government officials. So they don't have nothing to say. Then they say that the old man will build this country. You like it, you not like it, this old man will build this country. Look at this resolution today. People can call, you don't call them off, you express themselves. You know, before, in fact, when the registration came to bring the short registration down for 5.5 years, we know the story in this country. Once that time was shut down by John Man of the government. So when you see all those things there, and they're coming out now to criticize so soon, 4 more into just like government, they are criticizing. Let us say now the women will build this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me take another person on this line. Good morning.
Good morning to the people, and also good morning to CDC at last.
Pangumo Kamara.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Please, I'm asking CDC good morning. There, this conversation just took place. Amazing. Listen, this is what we say. Changes to accessible people to end up government. In 3 months, in 4 months, 5 months. Today, for me, I'm very happy. CDC talk about corruption. This talk about, everybody that the government have it. They are not patriotic. But I like it. It makes me happy. Indeed, that so called CDC government, whoever used to talk that day, they never knew. Going a farm road, the next one you will go over here and going to see far. They never knew that today CDC people know about conspiracy, that today CDC know about corruption, that today CDC let government know about when Robbie pays is a corruption, that today CDC people know they are when they are in the parliamentary coup, they know there was a corruption. When some people who say today that the document was still put outside, now you can go tell the people now what it was. We are getting fair worry pay, fair worry. 2 months salary, tell the fundamental get voted 2 months salary. This is a 15 million. 50 million for the way for another chemical resources in America open smoking area. I don't know.
Okay.
But then before you get the federal, they were 83 million. Why Magister saying as a senator and new economy then as a senator up to today? The temperature when because they hate to see just about get rolling because yellow machine. Yeah, please go. One go. Let's just about another 1,000.
Okay.
We can get it 1 month.
All right. Thank you.
To be certified.
All right. Thank you so much, Pagomo, for calling in. We're still taking your calls on the phone lines. 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning.
Not fine.
Hello.
Yeah, talking about I'm Andrew. We are calling from now fine.
Welcome, Andrew.
No, we are talking about accountability. Let the other side wait for accountability.
We should wait.
Yep. The people that are complaining about Joseph Nima Bwaka government.
Yeah, but they want accountability. They don't need to wait.
Accountability will be given. Accountability will be given, my brother. Look, let me tell you. People will cry. The administration do the right thing. Accountability will be given. No people criticize yellow machine. There were a lot of things. We are not talking about, because it happened in the past, so it should happen now. No. But my brother, that we gave the government a chance. The government will deliver to the Liberian people. The Liberian people, the government will deliver to the Liberian people. Whether it is helicopter, whether it is ship, whether it is volcano, to know it is in the interest of development in the country. We want it.
Okay.
Accountability will be given.
All right. Thank you so much. Accountability will be given. That's the voice. We're still taking your calls on 0778 665 699. All right, let's take this person here quickly. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning. My name is calling for Dallas.
All right, welcome, my brother. You're live with us.
Yeah. I want to just make just want to project on what my fellow police were saying. But let me make the people understand. The past government was trying to corrupt that they couldn't see the corruption, and now the present government is here talking about less than 4 months. This. No, that situation will be like no more. We know that things will get better because so we follow wise, we follow our heart, our mind. But President Bwaka will will be unstable, good. The thing will get better no matter how it be. So corruption calls for President how to run our government. Okay, that's
much for calling in Harry from the callers.
Yeah, of course.
And it's the active though. You know, I like that view. Some are against and some are for.
And Bwaka, this is why we feed the review of the comments. I've been looking through. It is
interesting.
Very interesting. Roof Payne said, talking about Bwaka 100 days, my dear. Former MCC says, I'm watching from Atari Cinco. Good morning, BK. How are you doing this morning? I know that President Joseph Boakai will do everything possible. Max K. Mixer says, Boakai Harris is talking, or let me get this. Harris is talking about specifics. The 7 football stadiums was specified also. Likewise, the West Point Hornet. Okay. Gretchen Kennedy said, JMB 100 day is successful. Our people are traveling to counties in less hours, especially the southeast. Joseph S.K. Sengma says, I'm following from the township of Gardnersville. George B. Flomo said, Boakai, please do your best. Justin T. Konogai says, lies choking. There is a difference between Liberia office and regional office. Mamu says, very impressive. Vivian M. Holder says, I'm watching from my District 2 resident. And a lot of comments, on our live feed as we move along. Boakai will bring you all of those that participated as well. You know, the diverse view is really entertaining this morning.
The diverse view.
Love that. We take more calls.
Yeah, let's take more calls this morning and send up your messages on our live feed. Those that are following us through Facebook, we'll read it out for you. We'll begin to do that now on the show because they accept that they are part of the process. So we'll start to read out your comments as you put them in. We'll read out for you here on the show. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, the President Nisi.
Yeah, welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Thank you, Bwaka. And this is the voice of Kwewu William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District 3. You see, some of us at times would like to play the Disney role, but we've been constrained to poor my people. Why would he come and say the Eddie Johnson shall leave administration of the party is the same as Joseph Bwaka? Everybody that will honor Eddie, honor the party that you see people honor Joseph Bwaka. That's true. You had Eugene Nambe serving as Secretary General for the United Party playing double standard game at the town on Eddie. The same with the United Party for state. So you have Bill Carey, then with the United Party at the time. You have Samuel Tua, you have most ability. You have so many of them who have left the United Party. The United Party has been fixed up. Now you have the real United Parties in the who have the party at heart and who are academically capacitated to maintain the United Party. Look at the governance of the party. Look at the governance of the state. See how the country is code. See how the country is in government. When people come and say, oh, the United Party is like this, probably when minister, maybe passing one or PPCC law, oh, that's what you people were praying for, right? For him to wait when the budget get last week, the president signed the budget, right? So that was the time you expected the public administration to start working. Right now, person leaving from Monrovia here straight to Maryland on the same day they will reach. All right? There are a lot of station correspondents, USA correspondents. Saturday, the message persons leaving from Monrovia and reach the city in Maryland. You see rehabilitation going all over. Then you're saying that, oh, nothing the government is doing, the government is busy, the government fielding. You have a CDC, you have lost election, you refuse to go to Grand Bassa to have a retreat. So first, get to know what is it.
So they retreat at failed retreat?
Come again?
They retreat at failed retreat?
They retreat at failed retreat. Because Mona Bodu at the time was serving as the chairman. He organized that retreat in Buchanan. When the president came down, when the former president came down, he said, I'm not following there. And since then, nobody has gone there. Today, you hear who's the press conference? Is the press conference a retreat? You have not even strategized. You have not even discovered what led to your defeat. Then you want to come and be checkmating 18 years government? Because you know, it's their government. But you know that. So that even at times when some of them see you, they want to make okay, oh, you know, party now win away your head, this and that. I say, my friend, if it stays soon, I will keep my energy for 2027, 2028. That's the time we'll respond to you. You can keep costing.
All right. Thank you so much for the conversation this morning. We're still taking your calls. It will take us to the end of the show this morning. So we're still taking your calls on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 0880 561 644 0880 561 644. These are the numbers that you can call. And we'll be live with us this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. Let's take another person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. I'm the president, Nisima, man. Thank you so much for the show this morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be the president, Nisima, at that show, all right? Mohammed again for the second time, all right? Look, my brother, better men be playing phone. I want to everybody get that time. We from the ANC side, that we were splitting this country.
The ANC, yeah? The ANC.
Yeah. Okay. They two groups. They two groups. They men are just came from there.
But my brother Harris is leaning towards the ANC side.
No. You know what?
No, I'm saying
we already feeling knowing those sides. The first group we know they already will not we have okay. The other men are there. We're monitoring the other. We feeling knowing them all because the Christmas will be good. You will start knowing it from the Eve. You make Christmas is not correct. Look at the man talking about from here to Harper. From here to Harper is 749 kilometers. No car. I'm saying it. The only way you can make one day, even if the road is greater, I'm not saying quota when you do a greater. The only way you move and reach the same day, it will be the same next day. When you move around 4 o'clock in the morning, so now you will reach the next day or 12 in the morning or what kind of time. But I don't care how that road is looking like. We're talking about Golden Summer. You're talking about Land Cruiser. When you are using the kind of car and the kind of time you will reach. Then tell you move here. You start lying to the people. We're only telling them small. All right, like the accountability issue what I was talking about. Look, yesterday the public works minister had to have to beg. And when you beg, what does that mean? That means you did the wrong thing. They not follow them. They said they will still call out me. They can make one mistake. That mistake is out of corruption. If you're talking about PPCC or not already, only the God.
Let's look at the hope for ANC.
Look at PPCC law.
No, but let me ask you a question now. Let's look at the future of the ANC. Your political leader here, they will say, yeah. So I don't know I don't know the future of ANC. Is there a future for Mr. Cummins?
The picture is very bright. Like look at the security light. You know the kind of security. You know what?
2000 from 7%, you come to 1%. You say there's a future for a party.
Let me tell you what. We know what happened between the boy with some of the ex-president.
Look at problem. Look at the thing coming here.
No, seriously. The future is bright because the guys are they are simply for. You see the honorable man, director of the LTA on the radio this morning, arguing with other people. You don't do that. Just for me, you're playing, listen to the radio.
Okay.
But we see that the same thing for.
Okay, I know with the misstep from the CDC and the Unity Party, the ANC will make a better change.
You got all right, man. You making me not talk all this day, my man. We are looking at the people mistake and we ready. But what we tell the people because we will tell them mistake and they will see it. Well, let me lie on them. You will see it.
Okay, but I think you're trying to improve from 1% now, man. Are this bad?
My man, I don't want to show.
Thank you so much for calling this morning. 077866569. We'll take another person from this angle. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, once again, I'm D. Cover Johnson from RI Highway. I just want to give a quick recommendation to the Point family. You know, we normally listen to this show every morning. Yeah, I think from 7 to 8, people should call some of your correspondents for the various counties so that we can know what's happening there. That can balance the show.
Okay.
Because most people not know, what's happening. You see, the other guy calling say from here to Maryland, Tesla can take you for one day, and most people are not aware of that. EBC may not reach to everybody, so people can help us to know what happening.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Very necessary.
Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where joining us from?
I'm calling for police. I'm Mr. Kawe.
Mr. Kawe, welcome.
Yeah. I tell the president for you. But my concern here, I want to say an example. I used to work with LEC. Any break-time generator to just to put labor on the street. Now, when people get it, put all the gold chain, they can tell that all the study. A call to the machine engine to lag. The problem in England, because they know they are shopping in Ghana. When the machine, they told people people can't see the oil. Then from there, Nimakante, they bought 21 machine. Nana, that machine in the Puna. They're not working. What to the government, if they can give me a chance, I can take the airway, I will record to pay, I will pay. What I want to tell them to let them tie it to people, then they can do the job, then the government will look at the post direct.
Okay, so it means that it shouldn't be in the government control. It should be in private citizens' control.
Yes. It would have been if it's been a hand, they will all that machine will press and they say, oh, they may be all ratting machine.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
I'm telling you, I want to carry your airway. If I will pay to talk.
All right. All right. So we hello. We are taking your number. They will call you. The office will call you. Yeah.
Okay. Then call me. Let me come.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you come tomorrow. You will come tomorrow. You can express yourself. We'll get you 1 hour for you to talk.
Okay. I'm gonna find with that. I will come.
Okay. They will call you. They will call you. They will call you. They will tell you.
Okay, you call me. Let me come.
All right.
That machine all in the free and they fall from 5 million.
I'll call you right after you.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I only my brother can express himself, and we have to give him the airtime so he can come and express himself. Let's take this person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good. My name is Chris. I'm calling from Single.
Hi, Chris.
That's great.
Welcome.
Yeah. As the ANC man was saying, let me just tell the ANC, you can't move on
that's why they are going back to re-strategize and come stronger.
Yeah, they can no matter how the situation of the present government may feel like. We the Liberians will know better. They will know who to vote there.
Let's go.
We cannot vote for president in the Republic of Liberia. Our economic system will just drop down more and more. Then we'll say,
you try to manage the economic system with John.
ANC got to work very hard. 2029, they got to work. 2029, they get
So when Zana comes to be president, all right.
To be better in 2017, we start looking at Kumi in 2017.
All right, thank you so much. We take that to 2 more calls.
Yeah, we'll take
then we wrap it up because we are already out of time. Let's take somebody here from this line. Good morning, welcome.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from?
My name is Bobby Kunata. I'm calling from Corwell.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. You know, this morning I listened to musicians calling him. It's quite interesting. But you know, one of the reasons why we are not really getting on them yet is because we're still waiting for Unity Party to do the right thing. And by that, I mean the audits that are going on when it is completed. Because we know that CDC government destroyed this country. President Weah was a mistake. He was extremely dangerous for this country. And we know very well that when audit is done, it is going to reveal many of the dubious deeds. We are awaiting. When the audit report comes out, that is the time that we are going to take on CDC. Because these people are not supposed to even be speaking around here. They are not voices that we're supposed to be hearing at this moment.
No, but they are exercising their constitutional right now. Everybody have the right of expression. So don't they, why would you say they don't need to be speaking when they do have their right to speak?
Look, I agree they are exercising their constitutional right. And we also want to exercise our constitutional right and stand them up for stealing and depriving the children of this country the basic necessity. That is the fact. Now, here's the thing. My here is, if you even have the guts to call on a radio station that you fought very hard to ensure that it is so. I have struggled for almost 1 hour just to get to it. Those guys are getting through so easily. Imagine that. Yes, they were the ones who were insisting that it will not come on, and they are the ones being heard. I mean, what?
So you feel frustrated that they are coming through, and you are not coming through.
No, you feel satisfied. I think this is a change.
I'm not serious about you be listening. I'm not. This is not something, but I'm also very happy. I like the story that you guys have. I'm so happy that you prove their sick logic that because you support somebody, so you are going to be brutally against them. Thank God it is not what it is.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, let the government do all she can. Work on this audit, bring the report on, make it public, and let us take on them.
Okay, thank you.
Now, whether they are able to speak the way they are speaking 2 months from now when the other reports are out.
Thank you so much, my brother, for calling in and being a part of the conversation. It's been a fascinating one. This is the last person. Good morning, welcome.
Thank you for the great privilege. Let me say good morning to the both of you and good morning to your listeners.
Yeah.
This is Hussein Kew, and I call in from District 2 around Jacobstown.
Welcome, my brother. Your last caller.
Yeah, thank you again. So I listened to cross sections of the callers and those who were debating the issues. Here is it. You know, when you see a responsible government, you can definitely know that that government is responsible. From the onset of this government, you have people who are competent, qualified, and well experienced. This is why you go to federal land ministry agency, you will not find one high school dropout being a director. You will not find one BSc man being an assistant minister who is in his school and what master getting. You have serious-minded people who have come to God with a lot of experiences. Now, let me say this. You know, the CDC government, the past government has nothing to say to this government because you don't have that moral standing. You came to government with people who were empty, broke, and poor. They become millionaires overnight. But you have people who, of course, they are not working. Yes, of course, they have what it takes to be a government official. Then you want to just take this government for play? There's not a play to our government. Second country. Go to NTA of Britain, you will see massive improvement. Look at water and sewer. Ghana came out and made that he stole And yeah, you started to rest some of the money. Then you want to talk about union party, you don't have that more money.
All right.
You don't.
Thank you so much. You are our final caller. And Harris, this is how we wrap it up on today's edition of the show. It's been a fascinating discussion this morning.
Yeah, Barker, we gotta go tomorrow morning. We'll be here again. This is what we said. We bring the conversation, allow you have a say. For us, we don't sanction people's view. We provide a platform that everyone participates because we believe at the final analysis, it is that beware above political parties. And so tomorrow is weekend edition. Trust me, on a weekend it can be extremely great. Watch out for tomorrow presentation.
Okay, so folks, we come to the end of today's edition. Harris Bailey and our